Well, I don't have a scene setting thing tonight, but we probably don't need one because it's pretty thrilling end to last session. Thankfully, everyone's made it back out of that Underdark section below the city of Darul Badakir, back up to the city and over to Caelynn's estate just outside of the city. Aga and Caelynn had a wonderful talk last night. Do you want to tell me, recap your talk?
Well, you're asking us 2 weeks later as the players.
Oh, yeah.
I think that Aga asked to have a talk about the Warforged process and the transition and all that. I don't think Brewer was around, so I think instead we talked about like the idea of identity and self and who our characters were and where that came from.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah. I think we shared some whiskey, I think.
Yeah, I do. I think that did happen.
Nice. It was moving. Yeah, it was a good combo.
I'm sorry, I got a little distracted. My girlfriend just delivered a cookie.
Yes.
Oh no.
Awesome.
Oh, so she delivered a cookie when you didn't say one for the other night.
Yeah, extra kudos to her.
Well, I made her an entire
son.
I made her an entire batch tonight.
Oh, okay, good. Redeemed. Oathbreaker Paladin. Just kidding.
Oath of the cookies? Oath of the baker?
Of delivery. That's so great. All right. Well, there were quite a few things going on last session that were great. Go hop by our YouTube page if you want to check out the entire episode and all of its glory and see exactly what went down. Oh, of course, their trip through Badakir wasn't without incident. And some of the players characters had jarring experiences, near-death experiences, and so on. Rain found herself, after falling asleep, successfully sneaking past the two outside and lurking in through the estate itself. And the next thing we know, outside of the mechanics of making some rolls, was the sound of a blood-curdling, painful scream from Mort that awoke. I'm going to say anyone that wants to wake up can wake up from that, because it was a heavy amount of damage, and it's nasty. I feel like it's possibly necrotic. It's not friendly damage, whatever it was. So,
Is there such a thing?
yeah, I suppose not. Yeah.
On the After Dark episode.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome. Time for some friendly damage.
In that case, I do want to invoke my safety.
Yeah. Excellent. One reaction to, yeah. I love that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put us right in the shoes of Mort, woken up from a sound sleep. Actually, I think I don't know if I did or not. So, Rain, please roll a stealth check. Because I'm pretty sure I had you do a dex. So make a stealth check if you would. Oh, thank you, Danny Phantom. Yeah, I had to fix the video. I'm going through the nameplates now. Thank you. Get it set. Thank you, sir.
18.
18. Okay. So it takes you, you awaken, but it takes you a minute or two, even though you've got the dark vision. By the time you're cognizant and looking about, you don't see anyone or anything. But you feel the... was that a necrotic spell? Necrotic damage, Rain?
I have no idea because...
you don't know what you rolled, right.
Yeah, you only made me roll 14d6, and that's all I remember. And I rolled a 51.
All right, let me see. Hang on, I'm just going to change it so I can... It was...
I'm gonna assume it's necrotic.
Yep, it was a
Okay.
harm spell. Okay. Which is a... sorry, let me just make sure I mark that off. That's a level 6er.
He just says that so casually. Oh, it was a harm spell.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Immediately looks up harm. So.
Nice. What? Just
It is the DM's job to harm us.
yes. All right. So yeah, that's what you see. Anyone else? I'm gonna say by the time you get up, you can run down whatever you want to do. You won't see anything along the way, but
I think so. Erinwin and Galathor were outside Rain's temple, and I don't remember which one of us was on watch because we agreed to split the night. But I don't remember. Was it me?
You had taken the first watch and nothing happened, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, had
in all
whoever it was
honesty.
roll a perception check. I do think it was you, Erinwin, but you hadn't spotted with versus.
Yeah, I hadn't spotted anything, but we're definitely awake
You'd
and
still
on
be up.
guard.
Yeah, so you'd hear that coming from inside the house.
And it's Mort screaming.
You can probably tell it's Mort.
Okay. All right. Are you letting us do actions now, or are you
Go for
checking
it.
with everybody first? Okay, I'm going to dimension door directly into Mort's room.
Oh, nice. Bam, bam. Boof, boof.
Yeah, okay, first I'm going to shake Galathor awake. I'm going to say, hold on tight, and then I'll dimension door us both.
Ooh, okay. Doosh, doosh. You appear. Mort?
I guess that will wake me up, I guess. 51 damage might make me
Yeah, you're awake. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
It's like a kidney stone suddenly kicked in.
Oh.
I'll be like, what in the world is going on? What? And am I able to ascertain what the hell happened?
You feel the coursing pain. You can if you take a few minutes, you can tell it's spell work given all your studies, but you're not sure what or from where it came. What exactly it is aside from necrotic damage.
I look around, there's nobody in the room, right?
Until poof, poof.
Right.
Yep, the two of them.
Then something happened. I don't know what. I took a lot of pain, damage. I feel like it was a spell, but I don't know who or where it came from.
Look around the room. Anyone else in here?
Not currently, nope.
Can I use my lantern?
Yeah, absolutely. You take that off a shelf, the table or out of the bag, and use your lantern. That's the lantern of
Of revealing.
Okay, yep. And as you look around, you don't spot anything invisible. Nothing seems to pop up.
Nothing's invisible. Nothing I don't see. I don't know what happened.
You cough up a little blood as you say that.
Jeez, Dan.
Sorry, it's hurt.
What in the world is going on?
Do you remember what you were dreaming about?
Do I remember what I was dreaming about? Because it was a pleasant night up until about 5 seconds ago.
Can we look out the window? Look out the window, see if anything's flying around?
Yeah. Let me take. Just have to do a check to check something. Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check if you would.
19.
Okay. You look outside, and all seems pretty still outside. No sign of any critters or creatures, thankfully.
I don't like this.
If anyone else has woken up and wants to come down, you would arrive in the room by now.
I rolled at disadvantage for Caelynn because she had, I think, drank whiskey until she passed out. So she is not waking up because my disadvantage was an 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine was somewhere around there as well. I did the same thing.
Nice. Sorry, Morrow.
I don't think Emil would come down. I think he would have gone straight out his window to see if he saw anybody fleeing the building.
Ah, okay.
Because everybody else is going to go to the room, so Emil is going to look for something out of the box to do.
Okay. And how long do you feel Emil will keep watch would be important for me? Just look for half minute or so, or would he kind of stand vigilant to see?
Let's say 15 minutes trying to watch all sides of the building.
Ah, okay. Go ahead.
I mean, he's a rogue, so he's going to be patient.
Gotcha.
So.
Nice. All right, go ahead and make a perception check if you would. Rain, please make a stealth check.
More lay on hands for 50 points.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
You spring out of bed. You're awake and healed and feeling fine.
Holy crap.
Nice. I don't think you can beat this, Rain. So, about 5 minutes goes by, and you see Rain sort of just walking out to from the building and back out to her, castle thing out there, her church.
Okay, I'll keep watching, looking for the next thing that happens.
Okay. In that 5, anyone else? Sounds like just the 3 of you. Oh gosh, what's his name? The Scottish guy, not Sebastian. It's
Jeremiah?
Thank you, Jeremiah. Comes up as well. No, wait. Do they leave at night? Never mind. They leave at night, don't they? Yeah. He comes back.
They leave at night?
Mm-hmm. I don't think they have quarters here. Unless you wanted them to have quarters here, then they'll stay.
She would have offered it to them. They didn't have to. I mean, there's plenty of rooms.
Ah, okay. Well, then they'll be here at least. Yeah. Okay.
Whatever happened to keeping an appropriate work-life balance?
Nice.
I mean, I said she offered, okay? She did not demand.
Awesome. All right. Well, he'll come, running up just to check. He'll knock outside the door. If the door's shut, yeah, because you all bamped in, so the door's shut. Hello?
Well, my door?
Mm-hmm. He's just checking. Yeah.
Oh,
Is everyone all right in there?
Yeah.
What was that? Let me in.
I opened the door.
Okay. All right. Who needs what? You.
Did you see anyone lurking around or anything? Because I just got suddenly attacked by a spell.
Ooh.
We can't see who or
In
what
the
did
house? Oh no, I didn't see anyone, but that's very disconcerting. If they're in the house, did you see anyone? Did you get a glimpse of what they looked like?
it. I was asleep when it happened.
And the two of you?
I was watching outside, but I didn't see anyone go in.
Oh.
Of course, that doesn't mean anything. But
We go through the house and check the exits in the basement. The basement. Kind of almost wink.
I would search around to see what you guys can find.
All right.
Mort, you're feeling all right now? Gallifrey, you got it.
Yeah, thanks to Gallifrey. He did a tremendous job of getting me back. That was very scary. I thought we were relatively safe here. I may have to start casting the hut every night. If anybody's, I'll just mention, I'll tell everyone later that, given these, events, I will probably cast it every night, sleep in the hut every night.
Sorry, Mort.
But I'll head down to the basement.
Okay. All right. So the servants start checking out the different areas. Mort, you investigate the basement. Everything's going to be okay, of course. And Emil, in that time, you don't see anyone else leave the premises or approach or anything. And a super... sorry, good.
I'll check my arcane lock to see if it's still in place.
It is, yes.
Okay. All right.
And Blueberry, sorry, I'm just updating nameplates because they're so out of date, pulling these ancient ones. If you don't want to say it, that's fine, but I can't remember what your division is currently of like what level goes to what.
Oh, 4. Well, currently, 'cause I haven't decided the next thing, but 14 barbarian, 1 wizard.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry about that. All right. Otherwise, things are as normal. Aside from that incident, things seem to be fairly normal. If no one else wants to, has anything else that they can do tonight, then we can advance to the morning. But if Emil, if you had anything, or if anyone had anything they'd like to do, we can certainly tackle it.
I will go back upstairs. I will ritually cast Tiny Hut and sleep in the hut.
Okay. I'm so sorry, Morton. Okay, so you cast that and are able to sleep. Well, the rest of the night, you're able to get your full rest. Everyone is. And morning comes, and the servants have some coffee brewing. They reported in. They would probably wake you up, Caelynn. They'd probably check the premises, and then he'd come back up and wake you, rap on your door, wake you up, and just let you know what happened. They didn't find anything. Everything seems to be secure, and give you an update before heading back to bed. In case. So that is that. And we move on to the morning. Coffee's ready. There's some breakfast, some basics, some biscuits, sausage, bacon, oatmeal, things like that.
Caelynn will look for Mortimer.
I'll be probably down in the kitchen having some breakfast.
She will come straight to you, Mortimer. What happened?
In the middle of the night, out of the blue, I was sleeping. I was hit with a spell that did a lot of damage. I don't know. I got up as best I could. I was really wounded and looked around. There was nobody there. I used my lantern to see if anybody was invisible in the room. There was nobody in the room. And then Arwen and Galithor came in, and they didn't see anything. It was really, thankfully, Galithor was here and healed me, but I have no idea what went on. This is really scary.
No one found anything at all.
No one saw anything. Everyone looked out the window to see if anybody was outside. Nothing.
Is this a public or a private conversation at breakfast?
Public. I wouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Do
would
you
have
have
just...
any extra planar enemies? I know we've traveled a bit. Maybe somebody from our past or your past. I mean,
I don't
if they're
know.
operating for the plane, who knows what they could have done with it? Let's see.
It's a scary prospect. I mean, aside from the couple of times in the past where I've had these mental visions appear of danger, and then no one else can see them, and someone's affecting my mind. I got this ring of that's supposed to protect anyone from reading my mind, but that didn't seem to stop them. Every now and then I get a whiff of my ex-wife's perfume, but she's not capable of doing anything like this. I don't know what's going on.
Sure.
I mean, she was just doing a jeweler's trade in my village in the Underdark. She was no.
Sure, she was just a jeweler, but would she have a reason to come after you? Was it amicable?
No, she left me in the middle. Out of
Was
the
there a
blue.
reason?
If there was, she didn't tell me. She apparently took off with some traveling a merchant in the middle of the night. I mean, it's almost as baffling as me getting injured. I have no idea. Never had contact with her after that.
Did anyone else get attacked? She'll look around. Asking more, but she'll look around visually.
Is it possible that there's still somebody hiding in the manor somewhere?
Did we check for traces of magic? Aga's gonna be cupping his head in his hands and very gingerly sipping coffee.
Are you okay?
I'll slide a donut over to Aga.
I don't know how that's done, but I could ask Ecker. Maybe he knows.
I can check if we need to. Clearly hungover.
If you have a way to, that would be great.
Pretty sure. Let me double check the spell. Well, here's a question I think for Dan a little bit. Do incredibly powerful spells, like high-level spells, leave any residue of their effects behind that, like something like detect magic would pick up?
There's a little room for flavor, not generally, but there's some room for flavor if you want to, go up to the room and see if you can do an Arcana check, perhaps.
All right, I'll go up to the room and just cast detect magic to see if there's a magical item that's doing
just before we redisperse. I just want to make sure I understand what happened. Like, nobody entered or left the building. We can't find anybody in the building. Is that what I'm hearing?
Have we searched the whole building?
Well, that's what I'm asking, because
it's a good question, actually.
We asked the workers too, and they said they didn't. Sorry, they said they didn't find anything. I didn't see. I was on watch outside, and I didn't see anyone go in and out. But that doesn't mean anything.
You didn't see Rain leave a couple minutes after it happened?
I was sitting in front of her temple. She didn't leave the entire time I was awake, at least.
So you believe Rain was in the temple when it happened?
I mean,
what does it matter?
I have no reason not to.
Maybe nothing.
Why?
But I heard a scream in the middle of the night, jumped out onto the roof to see if I could catch perhaps a thief or something leaving the building. 5 minutes later, Rain leaves. I kind of thought the scream to have everybody else's attention, so I don't know what's going on. Just thought I'd mention it.
Is Rain at breakfast right now?
Oh, Rain. Of course, Rain.
She said no. She was muted, but she said no. Yeah.
All right.
I'll ask Emil.
No.
Where was she leaving? Was she leaving her temple, or where was she leaving from?
She left the mansion and went back to her temple, which is why I was surprised to hear that Erwin thought Rain was in their temple at the time.
Well, yeah, because like Galithor and I had been talking, and then she was peeking on us like a creep. So I closed the door, and while I was watching, I was keeping
You don't have to
watch.
say what you were doing. It's fine.
While I was keeping watch, gosh, dang it, all of you! While I was keeping watch, she didn't come out. I didn't see the door open again.
And Rain, if they do spot you, you just remember being in the temple and sleeping after listening in to them. You don't remember leaving or coming back.
Erwin, I know this may seem like a vaguely insulting question given that we're underground, but there were no birds that you saw, right?
No birds? No.
Okay.
Not that I know. Not that I remember.
The bees.
Caelynn's gonna go and find the servant stand, and we don't have to RP this, but she's just gonna tell them that to research everything, and if they don't find anything, to search again.
Okay. All right. They go back.
And sorry, Aga can totally go do his thing now. I just wanted to have the conversation before Aga left.
Mm-hmm. Aga, can I quickly ask too what your levels are? Since on your campaign, you guys are level 14, but I have you at 2 cleric, 10 wizard currently.
It's 2 cleric flat. Everything else is wizard.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dan,
Yeah.
I sent her a message through Facebook.
Okay. Neat. We'll see if I can pull that up. Cool.
Ago is gonna actually bring Mort with him because he's sure that if anybody knows magic, it's him and Mort. And he's gonna ritually cast Warren.
Okay, I guess Eckhart just didn't make an impression. I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't. Him and Aga haven't talked magic.
Eckert, there's 2 sorcerers in the party. You know, none of us, really.
Mort's the only one with a spell book other than Aga, so
Mort's
Aga
the one
trusts
that-
scholarly study as
Oh,
opposed
it's
to
the
natural
spell
talent.
book now,
As opposed
is
to
it?
natural talent.
I mean, if we're talking about spell books, I got a spell book.
Nice. Yes.
So what? We'll bring Blueberry too because she's.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm going to
The
say
problem with Astrolore is the
bigger.
spellism.
Yeah.
I know. It's just you have a spell book, and all of a sudden you're just the most intelligent being on the planet. No.
I didn't say most intelligent. I said most magically inclined.
Oh,
Oh, man.
As far as understanding someone else's magic.
Sure.
The arcane shade being thrown around. Wow.
Zoom, zoom. It's like magic missile.
Listen, if Aaron wants a wizard battle, we can do that. We can fight.
That's awesome.
We
I
can
mean-
spar.
Sure. She'll happily spar, but actually, now that she hasn't seen rain, she's gonna. I'm gonna go check on her. Does anyone want to come with me?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Oh, I thought all the wizards were checking the room.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not going to be a huge amount of help there.
Are you kidding me? We might not be able to see the spell, but you could sniff it out.
How about all wizards and detectives?
Nice.
Goes along. Yeah.
Aga hasn't had enough conversations, I don't think, to know that. But if somebody said it, he'd invite him along. He's not opposed to it.
Oh, it's great.
All right, I'll go with the wizard.
The
Caelynn will
wizard's
be
degree.
checking downstairs.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah, with your detect magic, I don't know. Did you leave any of your magic items in the room, Mort? For him to
No,
ping?
I would carry everything with me. So, and to facilitate that, I guess, obviously, if he's going to cast detect magic, I wouldn't go in the room. Well, he would. Yeah, I'd go in the room. He'd know everything would show up on me anyway.
Okay.
So.
You can either Mort or Aga can roll an Arcana check, and Blueberry you can with advantage because one of you will be helping the other, and Blueberry or there's 3 of you, so 2 rolls can be done for Arcana checks. One of them can be done with advantage. The third person.
I'll assist someone.
Okay. All right. So you can help. Who wants Blueberry's assistance for advantage on an Arcana check? Aga or Mort?
I think that me and Mort are probably about the same.
Okay.
I'm a +8. What are you, Mort?
+10.
Oh, shit. Yeah, give that to Mort. Yeah, he can have that.
Nice.
It's still in the dice. We'll see what happens.
All right, and you can roll a solo
advantage?
straight Arcana check, Aga.
Straight roll.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Yours is with advantage, Mort.
It almost did. I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Oh.
Oh. I actually rolled decently well. I rolled a 16, so...
So 15 for me, 16 for
Is
Aga.
it 24 for you, Aga?
Well, no, I rolled a 16 on the die, so it's 24.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
24, okay.
Okay. The DC's awfully high because it's been a while and it's not really what the spell does, but I do like giving an opportunity
Been
for
a
it.
while.
Nice. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you catch. There's certain an acrid whiff of that Blueberry catches as he's helping Mort. And Aga, you sense a little of that as well. All three of you, that pungent, acrid scent of necrotic magic. But it's mostly gone. It's just bare traces left, and there really isn't a trail, or it doesn't waft anywhere. It just kind of hovers over the bed.
I was planning on ritually casting detect magic. Would that help at all, or lower the DC or anything?
I'm sorry. Well, you did end up casting that while you were chatting.
Yeah, I didn't.
It did help,
wanna...
but it was still it's
okay.
It was really close, but it was still like not quite there.
I'm sure that the DC was 25.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right
yep.
there. Damn it. Oh well.
Sorry. I should check and see who got our thing tonight. I think 696 has it currently, and that's you, Aga, for what it's worth. Or did Galithor get it? I see he's got a dot.
No.
Okay.
6. Yeah, I think Galithor. No. Okay.
We had a rare tie, but it wasn't for the first place.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna pop your. Do you have an inspiration from someone else? If not, I'm just gonna. It's on your character sheet. I'm just gonna pop. Might be from last week or any other week. No, I'm just gonna take it off. But let me know if you are due that. Okay, Caelynn, you head downstairs, and are you going like into the basement? Like.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. You might have to. You find that there is an arcane lock. Wait, where is the arcane lock? That's fastened in the back.
The manager's office.
Yeah, in the office. All right, so you go down through the basement. You see that particular doorway has an arcane lock on it. Everything else seems pretty untouched. Make a survival check, if you would, just to see if there's anything that's been disturbed. And Aaron, when you said you're heading off to find Rain, right?
Yeah, and if no one is coming along with me, I'm gonna grab Galithor and drag him with me.
Nice. Okay.
Galithor was actually praying for spells, so we respect it a little bit.
Ah, okay.
Okay. I'll wait.
No.
Art, what'd you get, Caelynn?
24
Oh gosh.
total.
All right, I need to. Okay. There's regular, markings here where people have walked through. There is something that looks relatively recent, maybe within the last day or so, of something was on 2 feet, humanoid. I mean, it could have been one of the party. You're not sure, but it does have a bit of a with that high roll. There's not quite a shuffle, but an odd gait to the walk in the steps that you see.
Where is it coming from?
It seems to shuffle about from one room to another. There are a few tracks. I mean, you roll really high, so there's a few tracks that kind of go over towards that arcane lock, and then you see some pacing back and forth, and then it heads up and out the same way that you came down.
Which is the main door into the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. Aaron, when you said you're heading outside, and who's that leave? Emil, are you going out with Aaron Wynn, or are you continuing breakfast and such?
People left the donuts behind.
Oh, nice, and they are fresh. All right. So, and Galithor, you're currently doing other stuff. Are you praying for your spells and such?
No, I've finished. I've wrapped up.
Oh, okay.
I'm heading with that.
All right. So I suppose you're probably heading out to the church outside. Okay. You head outside. Let's see. It's morning time. So Rain, can you make just like a Constitution saving throw? I just want to see like if you've had an opportunity to wake up, or if you're like hungover feeling.
18.
Okay. You could have, you can be awake then if it's early enough where if you wanted to be awake, you wouldn't have had a problem waking up.
Okay.
Refreshed from a good night's sleep.
Okay. Now, Dan, I have a question. regarding to what I sent you over Facebook.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right. Let me
Rain.
pull that up. Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you, so you don't have to pull it up.
Oh, okay.
Rain was intentionally going to go to inside the estate to deliver a note to Aga.
Oh, yeah. I think that was that not your bird delivered one to Emil?
Yeah, but my bird, I haven't.
You haven't gotten it back.
Raven dissipated. I haven't tried to get it back
All right.
yet.
You could have done that before all the other stuff happened. Yeah.
Okay. Because I kind of remember we kind of ended on a 2 weeks ago when we last had a session to where I was walking out of the temple and then Mort was yelling.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I remembered.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that you had been asleep at that point, or I'd waited until you went to sleep. But if you want to plug this in before that, that's fine. So we'll say that there's a note left for Aga in his room that he just hasn't found yet.
Okay.
All right, you hear a knock at the door.
I open it.
Hey, did you go anywhere last night?
Good morning, Ren.
Morning. I delivered a note to Aga, but that was it. What is going on?
When? Just out of curiosity, because I didn't see you leave at all, and at least not that I remember. So I'm just curious.
Didn't want to wake anybody up.
Right. We got some donuts inside. You want some?
Carol, an inside check.
Mm-hmm. If you have anything to roll against that, or whatever.
I don't know what you would need to insight.
Well, hang on. Well, what would fit if you just want to... Okay, never mind. That wouldn't work. What is going on?
Why don't you come in and we'll talk about it over donuts?
Okay. And I follow Erwin and Galthor.
Okay. You head on in. Emil is partaking of the donuts. Otherwise, I think everyone else is sort of elsewhere in the house.
I guess Aga and myself would come back downstairs after we ran the check and found nothing.
So here's the thing.
I would take a detour to my room to take a minute to myself to try and maybe try and magic my hangover away and then come back.
Sorry, go ahead, Aaron. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I don't take this personally. We just have very few information. We're trying to work this out. So last night, Mort was attacked by something magical. We don't know what. We didn't see anybody go in or out. But right after he was attacked, Emil kept watch on the roof and said he saw you walk in from the house to your temple, which I find odd because I never saw you leave.
Okay.
Do you know what happened?
No. I was delivering a note to Aga and that was it.
When?
I don't remember.
That's all
It
right.
wasn't the middle of the night or anything, was it? Or was it before or after I came out to talk to Galithor?
Out of character, I do apologize if I am jumping. The people in my neighborhood are shooting fireworks very closely, and I'm sorry if I
No
was on
problem.
age.
Totally
Yeah.
get that. Yeah.
So sorry if I seem jumpy than normal.
You're fine.
And while I'm asking her these questions, I'm gonna nudge Galithor. Just do you know the zone of truth?
Uh-oh.
What did you ask me a question? Sorry.
No, I asked Galithor a question.
Ed is checking to see if Galithor had repaired it or not. Because I could, but I'd rather not.
So, just trying to figure out what happened to Mort, because you're the only one we saw leaving.
Rain, do you remember what path you took to deliver the note?
Do I, Dan?
Yeah, if that was before the other stuff, then probably whatever way you snuck out later would be the way you left beforehand. Probably right into the front. I think you were, if you're trying not to wake them, that it's or bother anyone. It was probably just a straight up walk. I think you're sort of in the front yard. But really, that's up to you. It's up to whichever way you think you would have gone.
Okay, I would have followed the path. I would have followed the path like I do
Mm-hmm.
every time I go to the estate from my temple. So
Perhaps we can retrace your steps.
What do you remember about last night? And Erinwyn's not trying to be like confrontational. She's just like curious and confused. Just in case that wasn't being exactly clear how, I guess I wasn't being exactly clear of how she's saying that.
what was the question again?
What do you remember about last night?
Honestly, I don't remember anything but just delivering that note to Aga.
You don't have like some hidden twin, do you?
I don't think so. Why do you ask that?
Because someone saw you moving around. I don't know. Let's find out, shall we? She'll give you a donut.
I slowly accept the donut.
Erinwyn's not the greatest detective, okay?
All right.
Rain is just slowly taking the donut because they don't know what's going on. And so they are just doing what they're asked to without any confrontation.
Okay. And Emil, is there, just to call on you since you're here, anything for Emil, or just sort of watching and taking it in?
I think on the surface, Emil's just kind of eating and taking it in. Emil's more of a thinker, so I think he's just going to let things happen right now.
Okay. And Galithor, same? Or is there anything that, if you're here at the breakfast table anyway?
Could someone refresh my memory? The time shenanigans, was that Brixie or Rain?
That was Brixie.
Brixie, yeah.
I don't think Dan would do that to me twice.
No, I won't, I promise you. I'm just kidding.
Then no, the prosecution rests.
Awesome.
Objection.
So Wizards 3, is there anything you're up to? There really isn't quite anything that... Okay, what you got, Aga?
So Aga would not only take the detour to his room to try and magically erase his hangover, but he was also going to prep his spells for the day because he had them yet.
Okay.
And seeing that we had this issue, he was going to prep a few spells, namely Glyph of Warding and Magic Mouth.
Okay.
And he is going to also run downstairs and grab Mort and say, if you'll sit with me for 10 minutes, I'd like to establish a telepathic link with you, and maybe we can communicate a few things about what we think is happening here. If Mort's okay with that.
Yeah, Mort would be okay with that.
So he'll cast Rary's telepathic bond, And he'll bond anybody who wants to be bonded, but he'll use it primarily to communicate with Mort.
Does Blueberry, wizard, the third wizard, wish to be telepathically
Well, it's anybody
bound?
at breakfast, so I mean, he would. Yeah.
I'm going, because we didn't find anything in Mort's room, I'm going to go do like a perimeter search around
Okay.
the keep
Nice.
mansion.
All right, if you wouldn't mind rolling perception with advantage, given your pupper's snout. All right, Aga and Mort, and anyone else? Is anyone else? So we'll just call it now. Want to be included in the telepathic bond for next? I think it's a couple of hours or an hour or something.
How long does it last?
I believe it's
8 hours, I think.
1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour. Okay.
1 hour.
Caelyn's outside.
But he can ritually cast it every hour if people want it.
Sorry, and Caelynn, are you? You'd have time to be back if you wanted to be back.
I know when she got done seeing the footprints downstairs, she's just going to go outside and just pace somewhere.
Okay.
After Aga has the mental link established with Mort, he'll say, if you want, I don't know what your plan was in protecting yourself in your sleep, but perhaps we should bait where you sleep to try and catch this person. I have a few spells that can identify who's doing this if they are physically in your room or physically gaining access to your room. I can also change the shape of my familiar and have it keep an eye on you.
I
if you'd
appreciate that.
like.
That would be, I mean, it's a step. I mean, it seems to come at random, so I don't know. There's a, but generally, it's, now that you mention it, it has been, we're getting ready to take a rest, so I'm not sure if that's a particularly vulnerable time for me, or I don't know. This is all very bizarre. It's very disconcerting. I mean, the only thing I have is my mind. I mean, I'm not a brawler. I'm not a rogue. I'm not. All I have is my sanity. Then this is really disturbing.
Yeah. Can't blame you for that. We'll catch him. Don't worry.
I hope so. Someone very powerful, though. I have this, the ring against mind reading, and it's just, I don't know. I'm just worried.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if what you described happened, I don't think it was a mind reading thing. But especially affecting your dreams isn't always a mind issue. Sometimes it's different. We'll find
Can
it.
I-
Don't worry.
Can I tell right now who is, in a word, who is in on the call?
That would have been telepathically between you and I. So the bond allows you to choose who you communicate with. It's not like if I establish it with 7 people all hear my thoughts every time. It's if I establish it with 7 people, I can select those 7 people and speak with them each individually or as a group, however I choose,
Okay.
as long as we're on the same plane of existence.
Mhm.
So
What's next for you?
I have to run into town, get a few gems.
And then,
Well, that's just spell component for Glyph of Warding.
oh, okay. I meant big picture. I know that you're on this.
Well, don't know. We've got these soul things, but I think I need to talk to Brewer before anything. And at this point, I would have switched to speaking out loud.
Okay.
But I think I need to speak to Brewer before I move forward with anything. But
Yeah, that's been on my mind. Because I don't know if you're aware, I don't know how much you know about Brewer, but when we first met Brewer had no recollection of his past. He just knew he was a Warforged, and he wanted to go find his forge or his purpose, his master. So, if you're thinking of doing something similar with this forge, I wouldn't be right if I didn't tell you of that and warn you that, at least from what I've heard, that there's a distinct possibility that in this process of becoming a Warforged, you lose who you are.
Well, might actually benefit me in the end if I lose who I am, so I don't know.
That's up to you. I felt like I had to say that.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Mark. Dan, this is totally meta. If you fundamentally change who you are, does it change your soul enough to alleviate its obligations or claims?
I'll have to see.
Interesting.
Oh, man.
Interesting.
You are brutal.
You totally just made me think about that, Mark. Like, if he totally 100% loses himself, does that mean that the devils no longer have claim to his soul because he's not the same person anymore? Is his soul changed? Anyway, sorry.
Why is that showing up? Strange. Okay, sorry, Blueberry, your perception check.
Yes, before I let you know that, just as, because I want to, as minor illusion, can I have my wizard hat turn into a deer stalker and have a pipe coming out of my mouth?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. And I got a 30 altogether. I got
Holy shit bobbles! Okay.
You remind me of Wishbone when he was Sherlock Holmes.
Nice, it's awesome. Gosh, all right. So you're sniffing about outside, and you catch a different scent, not of the group, and it seems to actually circle about the house several times. And as you're sort of following it around, you do spot, just to give you an opportunity, you see Caelynn partway through your search process. If you wanted to interact with her before following the scent to a stronger lead.
Yeah, I will. Caelynn?
And she's just pacing back and forth just outside somewhere. Yeah. What's up?
Someone's been circling the house that isn't one of us.
I found footprints downstairs too. I mean, in the basement. Can you track the whatever's out here?
Yeah, I've got a really strong scent.
I
Do you
will
wanna
stay
come?
with you. Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank
Okay, let's go.
you.
Okay. And you follow the scent, well, around the house a few times. This is gonna be a little bit of a journey. So there's some that leads, let's see. Wow, that's a really good roll. Okay, so you're gonna actually like follow the whole path this thing took based on the decay of the scent, right? So it approaches the house, goes around a few times, goes in the house, downstairs, muddles about, hangs about that room in the back, the office with the arcane lock on the door, sniffs about a few times, comes back out, up the stairs, actually walks not too much in this rest of the house here, back out the front door, out towards the main street. I just picture like a path out to the main walkway, and then turns and heads down towards the Underdark area. That set of switchbacks. But the scent starts going down the side of the wall instead of down the steps, like something climbed down the side of the wall. You can continue sniffing down the steps if you wish, the switchback steps, but you know that they are a little bit dangerous, or you have flying options and other stuff, of course, as well.
What do you think we should do?
I don't guess we should go by ourselves. I'm sure that the others might want to come.
I'm going to add, because that roll was so high, that you did catch a whiff of this cement recently in Bodakir. That you didn't see it, but you smelled it. Emil was talking to something for a little bit. Something invisible on the wall. And you had a similar scent like that.
Yeah, so, Emil was talking to an invisible thing.
In the Underdark, yeah?
Yeah. I think it's that.
Okay. Alright.
Is that good? Is that bad? Is that scary?
It's going to think it's scary and bad whenever we find it. And she's going to start back towards the house.
Damn! Nice.
Okay. I will follow back in periodically. I will pee on things to be like, just to mark my scent.
Nice.
My property, stay off. That thing.
Good boy.
Just want to eat the donuts.
Awesome. Oops, wrong way. All right. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Yeah, we'll do that. That's good. Boop. You didn't see anything. Okay. Yeah, you return to the house. Let's see. Gosh, where were we? Aga, I'm going to say that when you returned to your room to spell prep and everything else, you did spot, I should cover this first, a letter left at some point when you got up, you opened the door, you didn't see it, but now you see that when the door swung open, actually pushed over a letter off to the side. Rain, what does the letter say? Or if you want to send it to him.
She already has.
Oh, okay, cool.
I already did.
It's done, Dan.
He'll
Nice. The dark deed you requested is done, sir.
But he'll crack it open and read it, and just kind of like, and then roll it up, tuck it into his armor, and then sit down and prep his spells. Turn around, and go do everything else that he did already.
Okay. Let's see. I think we should pop back over to Rain, Emil, Galathor, and Erinwin finishing up breakfast. Is there anything you want to do for the next portion of the day as you see Aga and Mort kind of come by? Oh, right. They came down and, and did the telepathic bond to anyone that wanted to join. So since everyone's down at the table there, just before Caelynn and Blueberry return, just a few minutes before, is there anything y'all want to do or discuss? Okay. All right. Caelynn kicks in the door. Caelynn opens up the front door. And Blueberry, right behind her, come bounding in.
So who all is in this inside the house?
They're down the first room is that sitting room, and then I think just a little bit beyond that is the kitchen where everyone's sitting. Everyone else is there.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, Blueberry, you want to tell them what you found?
Okay, after extensive research
Mm-hmm.
and with my assistant, Caelynn. We found some footprints going around the house, into the house, around the house again, and then back to the Underdark. Now, Mr. Charpentier.
Oh, that's me.
Yes, it is.
Sorry. I forget which fake thing I'm using at the time. Sorry, go ahead.
Nice.
That is not going to help you right now. What was the invisible creature you were talking to in the Underdark?
Emil will cast minor illusion and project an image of it onto the donuts.
Ooh,
literally onto the donuts.
Nice.
Why would you sell me the donuts like that?
It's an illusion. You're a sorceress. Relax.
Don't care. That thing is terrifying. Get it off the sacred donuts.
Okay, let's.
There we go.
I'll move the illusion onto Erinwin's head.
Nice. It starts dancing on your head, climbs up your face, and dances on your head.
This thing was at the house.
So, I don't think anybody else has seen this image. So I think Emil's like, are the wizards here? Does anybody know what this is?
Big scary.
Yeah. Anyone proficient in history can roll a history check.
I will do so right now.
I think that would be the best. Yeah.
That's a 26 total.
Okay, so it looks like this creature only a little more dark. I wouldn't say sinister, just like even more warped and aged. But you recognize the type of creature as a Nothic. These are creatures that typically were wizards once, and in their pursuit of knowledge grew warped by spots that have powerful arcana, and their research in depth and study of that gave them these really extended lives, but they kind of warp into these creatures where their only pursuit becomes more knowledge and more lore. It is a bit of a variant in that it seems a fair bit, again, more warped and much older than your typical Nothic even, that can live a few thousand years. And Rain, I don't know if I feel like you got flashes of memories and imagery from the Raven Queen when she was warning you about the set of 7 creatures that serve Orcus directly. This is the flash of the one that you got when she was asking you to try and take care of the one that was in Bodagir.
Cool.
And you'd see it dancing, of course, on Erinwin's head.
Does Rain have like a sudden flashback?
It would click at the very least, but if you want to have a flashback, you're certainly welcome to. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if.
You would definitely recognize it, like, oh, that's that image that she showed me.
Okay, cool.
Now, if I recall correctly, the Nothic spoke telepathically with Emil, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Definitely. I mean, I think the party would have known that, but in case it wasn't clear, I think Emil would reiterate that the Nothic had some way to speak to Emil inside his head. So, like, Emil will propose that maybe something like that is related to how Mort was injured with nobody in the room. Maybe there's a connection. I mean, I'm not a wizard, but
did you have any communication with this thing?
I mean, Emil will relate the conversations. There really wasn't much, though. I mean, it didn't want to go where we went. It seemed interested in knowledge. Certain things in the dungeon or in the Underdark were its, and it wouldn't let us take them. That was about really, I think, all that happened in that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it after Mortimer?
Maybe it's not. Maybe if it went downstairs, maybe it's after certain things that are near the keep. I don't know, but
is this a? I don't remember if this is a public conversation we're having at the table
No,
or
it's
not.
it's downstairs. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is an illusion.
So if I recall, we ran into this Nothic in the Underdark, and he was collecting magical items
and knowledge. Yep.
And knowledge.
Offering to
and there
trade.
are 3 people now that definitely have magical books of knowledge sitting on their hips, right? So I think Mort is definitely the prime target, highest level wizard, definitely has the highest level wizard spells and all that stuff. So as far as I definitely Warren, 100%. But but as far as magical items go, I think everybody's got some. So I think he's just starting with what he thinks is the most valuable, and then he'll work his way through all of us because he identified us in the Underdark. Now he's just coming after us here.
Well, here's a question, because we can't be the first wizards to be in this city in the last 1,000 years. So, is this Nothic like something that has been regularly raiding the city for a long time, and maybe other wizards around here? I guess maybe there aren't many, but maybe somebody else is aware of it or is aware of how to ward against it.
Well, the thing is, it tried to get through the seal in the basement. Who put that there?
If I'm in the room, I will raise my hand.
Yep, you're there, I think.
When we first got back here, I was worried about people getting access to that area without one of us being there. So I put an arcane, and I turned to I apologize. I meant to tell you. We just got involved in other things. And
You're doing it for protection. It doesn't. Yeah. I'm not upset about. I don't want to take the time to go around asking other wizards about this thing. Personally, if it's up to me, I want to take care of it, or catch it if it comes back here.
Which one would you prefer, Caelynn?
Well, I would say maybe the safest bet is to catch it if it comes back, because, I mean, if it doesn't come back, then whatever. But if it comes back, then I would like to be able to catch it, and question it will be the first thing.
If Blueberry would be so kind, Aga can set up a glyph of warding that will set off a magic circle that can trap the Nothic, so that it magically can't leave the circle if it enters it, and we can just put it right where the door is when it comes sniffing back for more magic items.
Did we generally share what Dan said about the Nothic and their history? Was that spoken aloud as part of this conversation?
Caelynn would have passed some of it along, sure.
Because we're a bunch of people saying, hey, we got magic, we can do this. It seems like the Nothic's got centuries of magic and centuries of patience. I'm not saying don't try, I'm just saying it may not be that simple. It's also possible, I mean, it could wait a year and then come back. If it lives for centuries, it could just outwait us if it thinks we're onto it.
And what, correct me if I'm mistaken, but this started happening much before we met the Nothic. Did it start happening when we first arrived at this keep?
Actually, and now Search Mortal, just take a minute to double check.
Yes.
Yes, when we first arrived here, when we, in fact, the first day we were here at the keep, while we were trying to enter the keep, I saw something that looked like my ex-wife go behind a rock near the Underdark entrance. And when I went to investigate, I didn't find anything, but the only thing I felt was a faint, again, that strange, faint aroma of my ex-wife's perfume, which is really odd. If this thing can read minds.
Do you think it has something to do with maybe the Underdark itself? And it's only affecting you because that's where you're from, right?
It could be as well. Yeah.
It's still this thing doing it.
And Neil, did this creature seem surprised to see us?
And maybe you can weigh in. I don't remember surprise, really. Or familiarity, but...
Oh, when you engaged with it? No, it was curious. It seemed curious to you. It was just being a watcher until you spotted it. And it seemed curious with you in particular that you could see it, because some of the other means to were not working.
I have some experience with the robe of eyes. Like, am I pretty confident it's just invisible or plane shifted, or because I can see a couple of different ways with the robe of eyes?
Yeah. If you want to give go ahead and do like an Arcana check to sort of see if you can suss out why exactly you could see it.
Okay,
Ooh,
yeah, just curious.
nice. Okay. Yeah, it does feel like sort of a combination of the two. It's some advanced type of magic where it's not strictly invisibility, but there is invisibility involved, but a planar shift into the gosh, I think that's the ethereal you can see into. And so there's a slight phase shift into that.
Emil, did it tell you its name?
I'll relay Dan's information. I do not remember if there was a name there. I can check my notes, but
Yeah, I don't think it gave a name.
He knows its name, precious.
Well, any suggestions on how to take care of the situation?
We could go try to hunt it down. I mean, we know where its lair is. If it's really, if waiting,
We have to go through a lot to get there.
Yeah.
It might not be at full strength when we find it.
This lair is miles away. We'd be better off facing it on our home turf.
the Grinkeeper might have some insight. He's pretty canny on Arcana and probably has a lot of experience with odd beings.
If we
Don't tell
do
him I
that,
said
can
that, okay?
If we do that, I can also try and ask Aoife if she knows anything.
Sure.
Cool. Do I have to go there? Can I talk to her telepathically? What's the deal?
To Aoife, you would have to go there, but it's easy for you. It's just a key and a door.
Cool. I'll go. I'll check in with you guys in a bit.
Do you need someone to go with you, Blueberry?
Mort will volunteer to go as well because he wants to.
Do you guys just want to come for the books? Is that why you're here?
Oh no, I'm gonna make sure
No.
that you're not going alone.
I took, and I'll take it out of the bag. I'm sure everybody saw it. I'll take the lantern out of the bag.
Yeah, I want you
he
guys
took
to
this because I want him maybe to check the lantern. Maybe there's something on the lantern besides seeing invisibility that he can track us with it. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, wait. So you got the lantern from the thing?
Yes, it was in the glowing globe thingy.
Oh.
I asked it if it was one of its precious items, and he said no, it was okay to take it. Now he could have just been leading me on for the sake, and it fell into the stupid trap.
It's okay. It's all right. Yeah.
Out of character. Does your lantern talk, or does Galithor's lantern talk?
You get a lantern, and you get a lantern, and you get a lantern.
You get a sentient lantern.
We have a talking lantern.
Nice.
They're like Furbies. We point them at each other.
Yes.
Okay,
No.
teach
that's
them bad
amazing.
words.
So
Right,
it's
the mic.
Galithor's
It's Galithor's.
lantern,
He's got a
though.
ghost that lives in
Right.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Got it. So, do you guys want to go now?
Or
Oh,
why not?
Mortimer, you're going with her?
Yes. Yes.
I'll stay here if you don't mind, Blueberry.
That's fine.
No, of course not.
I'll give you guys the key.
Oh, you had the key. Okay.
Yeah, because apparently I think I was the one holding on to it, so I'll give you the key.
Yeah.
There you go.
Before we go, I'm gonna get some strawberries out of my never-ending treat bag and give them to Caelynn.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Blueberry. Take care of
Okay.
yourself.
And then I'll just do a little rub up against your leg, and then we'll go. Come on, Mark.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Anybody else? Last chance. Okay.
No. Okay, fine.
Have fun.
Open the door.
It's a little door because we're both little. So it's like a little.
Oh, that's perfect.
Nice. All right.
Like a fairy door.
Yeah.
Neat. Well, the two of you step through then to the familiar Omega Tower. This particular door brings you just inside one of the outer balconies where you get to see some clouds passing by, and as they do, you see out over a large expanse of water, clear water, sun shining in the sky, dancing off the waves way below. Fresh scent of salt air even way up here. And Aoife is, you have to do a little searching, but you find her in one of the upper levels. She felt, or was alerted to your presence, so she's also meeting you. Oh, Papas, oh, come here, you, and gives the scritchies. Oh, and Mortar. Oh, it's always good to have visitors. Well, what emergency brings you here today, or is it just a visit?
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's a little emergency.
That's all right. How may I help?
Well, Mort, would you like to tell the stories that happened to you?
Okay.
You can.
Some odd thing.
Oh,
Well,
go ahead, sorry.
we apparently think we bumped into a rather nasty creature called a Nothic.
Oh, yes, Nothic.
But I'm not quite sure, and I've been having some odd things going on with my mental state, seeing things, but I'm not sure if that's related. But it did happen when we were in the city of Calborn, where we're staying. There's an entrance near the Underdark, and
Yes.
Blueberry actually happened to something attacked me last. Short story. Something attacked me last night, and nobody saw it, but Blueberry did track footprints and seemed to catch a scent of this Nothic creature that we met in the Underdark.
I see.
And it seems to be stalking us, maybe. And also, I wanted you to check, and I bring out the lantern. We talked to it. We saw it in the Underdark. We spoke with it. It was saying it seeks knowledge and goodies and stuff like that.
Yes.
And but I had found this lantern in the room, and I asked permission if it was okay to take it. He said yes.
Yes.
But I don't know if there's any way you could check to see maybe
Certainly.
if there's something nefarious going around with this lantern. Or
Of course. She'll hold her hands out for the lantern.
I'll hand it to her.
It hovers like an inch above, just inside her grip. Yes. And then she lets it float up. And she begins talking to you as she's just spinning it about in the air, manipulating it with her hands and magic. Yes, well, Nothic, of course, are very curious creatures. It's in their nature. It's how they came into being from. She kind of gives a rundown of what Nothic are. I'm sure that if it was starved for information and anything new, lore and magic, it would likely pursue you. She brings the lantern back over to you through the air. This is fine. Yes, this is nothing wrong with that.
Thank you.
Of course. Yes, and especially if it was it the entire lot of you that encountered it. Well, a great deal of magic. It was likely had its interest piqued. You're likely safe. They're typically not very strong creatures.
While she's speaking, I will minor illusion what Emil showed us to see
perfect.
if that's right.
Oh, yes, that one is a bit different, isn't it? And she can. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is, none of us saw it. It was invisible. Emil saw it and spoke with it, and this is what he showed us.
Yes, that's she summons a book from a bookshelf, and then like another 4, and kind of just opens them up around, and kind of flipping pages and looking through them all. Yes, this one is a bit different. This is, I feel like this is one of import. I feel like I've seen this one, and she's flipping through. But typically they're not a bother unless you have any type of very potent magic, more so than what you have on your person. Anything, especially forbidden or rare magics on your person or in your home. Then it might grow aggressive in its pursuit. She continues flipping through. And I'm just going to pull up my... oh my gosh, so many windows. Here we are. Yes, this one is a bit of a nastier creature.
Damn, the picture of the Nothic. I've moved the zoom window, and the picture of the Nothic was there. And poor Catherine, she jumped.
Oh, I bet. Oh, sorry, Catherine.
Damn it. Scaring kids like that.
That's how I roll.
You're fine, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fine.
Let's see.
No.
There we go. Yes, this one is on a, well, this is on a lifelong mission. This one is one of the, there are 4 creatures that serve Orcus. This one is on a lifelong pursuit in its attempt to serve its master, and retrieve information which is lost. There's a bit of a squabble between conflicting ideologies, of course, between Orcus and the Raven Queen, and she kind of goes on. Raven Queen is all about natural death, and when it's someone's time, unless they have some grand thing to do, they are to pass on to the next life. And Orcus is the demon lord of the undead, and so on and so forth. Orcus is always looking to destroy the Raven Queen, and so on and so forth. Last I was up to date on these things, the Raven Queen was in a very weakened state. That you ran across him is likely just a coincidence. I don't imagine, unless you have anything of concern on your person or at your estate that would be considered some incredible form of magic, something rare or powerful or forbidden. She kind of looks at the two of you.
Sort of get a little... go ahead.
No, I was going to say, do we know... I mean, do I know that Rain is linked to the Raven Queen? I don't think I've ever asked.
Oh, so. Rain, have you ever said it out loud that you follow the Raven Queen?
I don't think so. I think the only time that people would specifically know that Rain worships the Raven Queen if you've been inside her temple, because Rain is not very open about her religious side.
Okay, so yeah, that wouldn't...
Yeah, so Blueberry wouldn't... No.
Okay, cool.
I think the only people... Well, I will tell the list of people when it's needed.
Okay.
Cool.
Neat.
Okay, sorry, Frank, carry on.
Okay. Word's going to get a little ashen.
Oh.
And then... Caelynn's not here, but I'm going to... Better to tell you now.
Yes.
And then I will cast Minor Illusion of the Time Portal in her basement.
Oh.
Including the ruins and the circle and all that stuff.
Well, certainly forbidden magic. I mean, please, be wary. I'm sure you are probably drawn to study this more, but be very wary. Even its study can This is very, well, temperamental magic. Portions can be activated just via study. Is this...
And I will open not my spell book, but my journal where I'm keeping all my notes and show him the notes that I've been taking. Should I get rid of these?
No, the notes are fine. Just, if you wish to study this further, I would just ask that when you have some time, perhaps a couple of weeks, where I can instruct you on the safety protocols around this type of magic, strictly for study. The temporal magic can have world-altering effects. Much more unpredictable than even a wish spell. You must be careful. If you have a couple of weeks of downtime in your future, see me, and I will teach you how to manage the study properly without activating anything incidentally. But that being said, yes, this creature would love to present this to its master, no doubt. Use time magic. I really didn't think there was any of this left on the Prime. Of course, you can see the advantages of traveling through time especially for a deity or one's servant.
So maybe it targeted you because you put the arcane lock on it and it couldn't access it. So I thought maybe hurting you would let it have access, maybe?
Well, my other thought is the managers. I put it on the manager's office, but the time portal's around the corner at the pantry.
Right.
What's in the manager's office, Mort?
He gets a little bit more ashen.
He gets more nervous.
More nervous. Well, if you thought that was bad,
There's something worse.
There is a passageway underneath the keep we are staying at that leads to an ancient forge that was used by Calborum in the centuries previous to create Warforged.
Oh, the Wraithstar Forge.
Yes, and the second you say that name, it clicks in his head.
Well, have you seen it? Have you traveled to the forge itself? And
Yeah, we have.
Yes, we encountered a Warforged named Brewer, and we led it there to hope for him to gain further understanding of his nature and who he was. And amazingly, he did. Once he was in the presence of the forge and the creature that assists the forge.
There is great power beneath that forge. That within that forge. Oh, that is almost definitely what that. This Nothic has a name, Therion. It's one of the 4 servants of Orcus. Certainly, what a feast that must have come across. Double down your security around that access, especially if is the forge intact and
it is intact.
Yes. The magic that powers that forge there's much truth to its fabled origin. It does have, the important part is that it does have the essence, a portion of essence of a deity that powers it. And therefore, in the wrong hands, or sweet puppers, you cannot let this happen.
Of course.
He seems to be able to at least get into my mind, if it indeed is him putting these thoughts in my mind.
Even with that ring.
Yes, I have a ring that prevents him from reading my mind, but it seems not to have an effect. I don't know.
That's perplexing.
He's still. Yeah.
The creature should not be able to. The creature is indeed powerful, but not at a level that should bypass that magic.
Okay.
But the fact that it happens means...
Yeah, I get aromas from my past and visions of things that aren't there that are trying to make me attack, or like I saw a giant tarantula on
was it tangible?
Caelynn's shoulder.
Was it able to hurt you or touch you?
Well, I don't know, to be honest, because it was on Caelynn's shoulder at the time, and I quickly, I don't know, maybe it was rash. I grabbed her and cast Thunder Step or Thunder Wave to get away from the tarantula, and it was gone the second I did that.
I would further studies required. Please keep note of whom is able to see it, and if it's tangible to you and or them. These will be factors in understanding better from whence it comes, its source.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
Yes, of course, Mort. Yes, if you have locks, double down any locks you can to prevent access to that forge. And perhaps lay a trap for the Nothic. They are drawn by their incredible desire for knowledge of the arcane and multiverse and all things lost to time and in that vein. Easy to lure. Usually, this one is strong. I feel like with your powerful allies and yourselves, you'll likely not have too much issue with this creature. It's powerful, but I believe you all are very powerful. Maybe worth trapping.
If we trap it, should we contact you?
She reaches her hand out and draws from the other side an hourglass that has no sand in it, and clasps it in her hands. It's about the size of her head. It almost looks like a birch wood with spindles and top and bottom with crystal for the two sections. This is not quite a soul gem, but effectively. She passes it over to you, to either of you. Just holds it out to whoever wants it.
I'll let Mort take it.
And if you're able to lure it, and she pulls over, does some more magic. Out of her drawer comes a scroll and just floats it over to you, Mort. Use this spell. You only have one shot as the scroll is consumed upon use. You have to grapple the creature in place, and then you need 3, the two of you and she kind of, I don't know if she's seen you have your wizard since then, and you'll need 3 puppers. Have you been studying in the arcane?
Well, just a little bit. Just, want to be like you.
Oh, well, we'll have to compare notes then, won't we, puppers? We'll see if we can bolster your spell book just a little bit. Well, yes, 3 wizards, unless you, I believe... or another strong caster, perhaps a sorcerer, someone, a cleric that is fully a caster.
Oh yeah, we got that covered.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. Well, everything will be explained in the scroll there, but basically you'll need at least 2 individuals to physically grapple the creature, and 3 creatures. It takes 2 rounds to cast this with concentration. without the creature escaping, or 3 rounds in total of keeping the creature grappled, and so on and so forth. It's a bit risky, but trapping it in here will prevent it from being respawned to servant of Orcus, and therefore will be returned to undeath. This will prevent that.
Good.
Yes, it likely.
Well, at least we have a plan. At least we have a plan.
Yes, the sooner the better. It likely hasn't reported back to its master yet, as Orcus does not have a pleasant temperament, and responds to completed missions, not proposed ones. So,
Understood.
Yes. Very well. Well, I'm sorry I can't help you further, Mort. With do report back when you learn more of the condition affecting you. That is odd. Is there another question? Did I miss answering anything?
No. I was wondering if it's okay with Mort if I send him back and I could stay with you for just a little bit of the day.
I would love that. We can have some snacks, and we can look at that spell book of yours, and just catch up.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, well. What?
I guess I could just walk back out the door and it'll take me.
Yes, and you have the key? Because Blueberry will still be able to walk back.
I'll give him...
Okay.
I'll give him the key.
Okay. Neat. I mean, you can walk back, too, without it, Mort, so it's not that he would need it if you don't want to give it to him, but...
No,
Actually,
I'll give it just in case.
Okay.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I'll give it to you just in case anybody from the keep wants to come back.
While you're here. Yeah, exactly. Gotcha.
Okay.
Good idea. Excellent idea.
Well, do take care, Mort, please. And see
Thank
me.
you again.
Of course. Well, tell everyone I said hello, and I wish you all well.
Right.
All right, Papas, let's get to business. Do you have that toy? Because I had such a wonderful idea, and she'll kind of trail off with a thing for it. Of course, that's when, I don't know, bathroom. We'll just take a bathroom break. It's running late. I don't have a segue, sorry. And that's when bathroom happens. So for those who don't know, we take a 8 to 10 minute bio break. I'm going to jump right in here. Our audio will remain hot because we are, and we will catch you all very soon. All right. BRB. Oh my gosh, I need more coffee so bad. Oops. You got it. You got it.
How's your week, Rob?
Dude.
It's a week.
I mean, this week has been really nice, like in the past 2 days, because I only worked Monday and Wednesday this week.
Ooh, that's nice.
I normally work 12-hour shifts Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but because of the 4th of July, I got Friday off.
Ooh.
So today was great.
Nice.
And yesterday I had off. But it's like, I've just been like constantly running for everything for like the past week and a half. So finally got to chill the fuck out.
That's nice. I think they finally stopped. I feel bad. I want to interact so much, but my brain is just preoccupied with what's going on outside. I'm like aware of it, and it's hard to engage with conversations.
I used to play with firecrackers as a kid. Like, that was like fun for me, so I'm used to it. My poor dog is hiding in the closet though. Yeah, my family has always been a big 4th of July family used to go out on the boat and shoot fireworks off the boat. So, yeah.
Why is Laura Bailey trending on Twitter?
Because she posted a screenshot of people sending her death threats in her DMs because of her part in The Last of Us 2. Yeah.
What?
Literally one of them straight up threatens her kid. They're like, I'm going to find out where you live and kill your kid because of what you did to whatever. And like the funniest thing for me
It's just
is, like,
a game.
first of all, it's just a game. Second of all, she didn't do it. The writers did. She just acted out the writing
Yeah.
they gave her. So these dumbasses don't even know who to be mad at. Like, that's the funniest thing to me, is that, like, you're so fucking stupid that, first of all, your threats are empty. And second of all, there's no need to, get that worked up about a game.
That's ridiculous.
Side note, speaking of my crazy week, I am dead exhausted. Promise I'm not avoiding you, but as you jump in, I'm probably going to jump out here on this break. I'm dead beat, and it's almost midnight for me, so.
Sounds like you had a long day.
Yeah. Yeah. And tomorrow I have woodworking and more shit to take care of.
Oh, woodworking. So much fun.
I had to borrow my friend's circular saw because it turns out my miter saw wasn't enough for it.
Oh, too big?
Yeah,
Dude,
the
that's
miter saw doesn't quite do the right angle, so I'm gonna have to use the circular saw to
finish the job.
Yeah, it's so close too. Like my miter saw does like 47 degrees, and I need like 60 or something like that. It's 13 degrees off. It's like that much of an angle. But
Okay. Going back to Laura Bailey, I was just like, "Are you really kidding me? It's just a game. You shouldn't."
it's the internet, man.
Oh, that's so terrible.
Yeah,
It's
regardless how
crazy
you feel.
because if you look at like the beginning of the internet, like when the internet just started, everyone was anonymous. Everyone, like there was no like tracking people down or anything like that. Like that didn't happen.
Oh yeah.
Right? And so you could say whatever the hell you wanted, and nobody would ever come after you for it, right? Like, because there was no repercussions. You were anonymous. And then, like, as social media has developed and become like a major part of the internet, that is gone. But people still have this attitude of, I'm anonymous, I can say whatever I want. Well, guess what, dipshit? Not anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there's repercussions for that. First of all, if she sent all those death threats to the fucking cops, you're under arrest, because that's literal assault, right? Because battery is physically attacking someone and assault is threatening it, right? So that's literally under the law, assault.
Yep.
So if they
Terroristic
track
threats.
it to your phone and they track that you are the only person in possession of your phone, you're fucked. So don't be a dumbass.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, there's no need at all whatsoever to be such an ass.
Thanks for this Horsey. Yeah, I'm just like, if it's and plus if I had Travis Willingham for a husband, I would not want to mess with that family, because also I don't know why 553 popped up, and that was just weird. I think it was a typo in Fantasy Grounds. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought you were
Anyway.
like putting in your inspiration role, but
No.
it happens.
I saw that. I was just like,
Keyboard's in the wrong spot.
yeah. But I did
All
not
right.
touch my number keys.
All right.
Well, I hate to be a bummer, but I am.
Go
I'm
get some
dead.
rest,
I'm dead
dude.
ass exhausted. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you look it. Go get some sleep.
Thanks.
Take care,
I feel real
Rob.
cute now.
Rob, I will have the interaction between Aga and Rain next week when you feel
Okay. Yeah. We'll
When
have
you feel up
time,
to it.
and I'll. Yeah. I was actually gonna, if I could have survived to the second half of this, I probably was gonna have him like pull her aside at some point. But I'm dead tired. I'm gonna wait till Dan plugs in his headphones in his ears, and then I'm gonna tell him. Hey Dan,
Hey.
I'm really, really tired. I'm gonna hop out as Vanya hops in.
Okay.
If that's
Of course,
all right.
unless you want him to wake up in the middle of the night.
Nice, nice.
Oh no!
Gotta get through all three
No.
wizards.
Nice, nice.
Oh,
Because
Hi, Rob,
clearly
get some
books are the
sleep.
most important thing.
Yep.
night,
All
Rob.
right, so
Have a good night, guys.
Okay.
Thanks for
Night.
having me.
all right, have a good day. All right.
I do apologize for not being very interactive tonight. It's just like I'm hyper aware of what's going on outside, and that's all my brain can fixate. And it's hard to carry a conversation.
You're all good, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
That is a child.
That is a child.
What?
Uh,
She is still. And she's speaking.
Catherine is a mini Sam. I could.
Nice.
Uh,
All right, this is.
How was the baseball, softball, an American sport I don't know game?
Nice.
I gotta ask you, do you know American football? Since
Oh,
And if-
yeah.
okay, because
I know
since
American football.
the NFL goes to the UK for
Yeah, they go to
fans.
London.
Yeah, Wibbly? No, Wembley. Wembley, not Wibbly. I don't know where that came from. Wembley. There we go.
America doesn't allow other countries not to know what American football is.
Word.
Right.
And I'm surprised that British people are a fan of American football.
Well, I mean, you guys tackle the shit out of each other, so yeah, we're good.
Nice. Awesome.
It seems insane.
Dan, quick question. And I mean, it's kind of moot now, but just to know, so at the end of the last session we had, Caelynn, when Caelynn and Aga were having their talk, she had asked Brewer to come by in the morning.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
Was that something that you forgot, or was that he just didn't show up?
He was about to. I was trying to catch Rob. I was like, oh, yeah. It's like, bye.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Okay. I just wanted to know if I as a player was was supposed to put that off, or if Caelynn would recognize that he didn't show up.
Gotcha. It's effectively still pretty early. It's
Okay.
been a little bit of searching and everything, but it's probably
All right. Well, you don't. Yeah. I mean, we can just say. I mean, we don't. He doesn't have to.
I won't role play it out. He's gonna show up because I need that part. That's sort of a beat. I've been off for a little bit, so I need to make it happen. But I guess we're effectively mostly back. So I'll say that while we wait for Ed and Sam, I'll just say that Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Brewer has arrived. I won't role play it out because Rob's not here, but he'll just set him aside or ask to take a few minutes, and he just wants to discuss in case Rob catches this later. I'll message him either way. That it does fundamentally change who you are. It often robs you of a lot of memories, as Brewer had none for a considerably long time from his past, except his name and some basics. And while that's not all definite, they are possibilities. And just to strongly consider that this is it. There really isn't any known way to transfer out of the Warforged into something else. It's mainly transferring into, and it's a very rough process on the soul itself. There are dangers of it happening and the soul not being destroyed. There's a danger that he could die in this process. And otherwise just break down, it's in the same way that our resurrection rituals have people assisting. Caelynn, you run the show with the Stormforge hammer and everything else, but you can have up to 3 folks assist if you spend, a little bit of time showing them the ropes, who needs to pump the flume there and who needs to, move things about. And they can offer, there's a few different tasks that people can offer up to 3 people to help mechanically lower the DC. There are different phases, groupings of DC that from the ideal where it's just ta-da, everything's great and I remember all the things and I'm mostly me. There's always going to be some diminished personality, some things gone, but all the way down to death. So there's a whole range, and that's what Brewer's going to cover with him.
Caelynn would ask, because I'm guessing Caelynn would probably be there for the conversation, unless that he specifically took Aga off to the side.
He would have gone with whatever Aga would have wanted, and he probably wouldn't mind you being there. Would probably want you there.
Caelynn would ask, since he mentioned there's no way, because she had mentioned to him before about what Aga had done in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
She had mentioned that to Brewer. So she would just kind of question him on that and be like, well, where are you getting that information?
And he'll talk about, what he recalls of, the process and what he's learned in his secret pursuits of knowledge, and mainly talking to the being that guards the forge itself. That while pulling a soul from, its natural housing, natural body is one thing with magic, and there are soul gems and jars and things like that. Once it's the way it's implanted, it's integrated into the that crystal, which is hardy in itself, but very fragile if trying to remove the soul from it, where it breaks along with the soul. And not that it would be an impossible task, just that there's no known way currently. It would take some exploration and things like that to see if there was in fact a way to return that. I think outside of like a wish spell or something that alters reality.
Got it.
Whew. All right. So let's see. We'll say Blueberry, you get to spend a little more time. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let her know when she gets back. Mort, you've returned with those. Oh, hey, Blueberry, hey. So I rolled, and you actually get to learn one additional cantrip and one additional first level spell that you get to put in your book. Roll really well. So, also your little toy that is animated, or currently it's animated, it can walk around and such, I think was the last thing that she had done to it or someone had done to it. And it fixes itself. Now has an illusion effect to it where it can take on the form of someone or something as long as it's roughly the same, humanoid-esque. So you could have it be a little Emil or a little, whatever you might want. A little Nothic.
That's so cute. Oh, I love it. So one additional cantrip, one
first level spell. One of each.
Lovely. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, no problem.
I will look what I want now.
Nice. So Blueberry returned a little later, 5-6 hours later, after or however much time he wants. You return with fresh information. I think most people are probably still wrapping up breakfast. Hasn't been that long. You were gone maybe 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes.
So I will relay all that unpleasantness about the Nothic probably being after the forge and the magic that's held within the forge. That we need that Effa wants possibly for us to try to capture it, and I'll show him the hourglass.
So she thinks that it's after the forge.
Yeah, and primarily I think and also the rune doorway is probably of interest to it. But I think since Blueberry found the tracks heading towards the manager's store, somehow it kind of knows that that's where he wants to go.
Caelynn's going to leave the room and go up to her room. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, they wouldn't know damn, but she's going up and she's packing like an overnight bag with some rations and stuff, and she's going to leave for the forge.
Ooh, okay. All right. Anyone else have anything they want to do between breakfast and, say, like mid-afternoon when Blueberry gets back?
Rain is going to prepare spells.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Caelynn would have stopped and told Mort where she was going.
All right, and Mort will tell her the password for the arcane lock.
Dan, is there another way to the forge? That's not the only way, is it?
There is.
Because she's went there without the arcane lock before. I mean, without accessing it.
Yeah, I believe that you had another route which was flying across the chasm to a section in the wall that had I think there was an illusionary wall there.
Yeah,
it was first the Indiana Jones chasm, and then
So
where
the invisible door.
Yeah, she would. I mean, since that's probably, I'm guessing the way with the arcane lock is faster, Dan.
Much, yeah.
Okay,
much
then
safer.
she would do. She would do that. What's the password for the arcane lock, Frank?
Just Sarah.
Oh.
Okay. She'll smell a bit of that, and then
the Caelynn smile. It happened. Episode 122.
I don't feel. Well, first I need to make sure that it hasn't done anything already. I mean, the arcane lock stopped it, yes, and Blueberry didn't see it walking towards the other entrance, but I don't know. But cool. I'm going to stay there overnight just to make sure that it doesn't come there.
Okay. If I don't see you in the morning, I will try to message you.
Okay.
Just to make sure that you haven't been just delayed or something like that. But it's good to know that it's a good idea.
Can you both make a perception check while you're down in that basement, please?
Me?
Both of you, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure.
That's an 18 total.
Okay.
I think. Let me just double check that. I think that she has a +7 perception.
Twinsies.
Nice.
It's a +6, so 17.
Okay. You're both sort of, you're walking down here looking about, and more the DC's 18. So Caelynn, you're everything seems all right for the most part, aside from the unnerving tracks that you still see from your last survival check, and the fact that the creature was down here. More, you're looking about, thinking again on that, that little square in the wall with the time magic and everything else. You notice that something seems a little off with the wall over there by the time magic square.
Okay, I'll point it out to Caelynn, and then I will look at it very closely.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage. Each of you can.
Okay.
Or together. No, I guess it doesn't matter because you're both looking. You both have advantage, yeah. Cause...
Okay.
All right.
Oh, God, that's only like an 11. Let me see.
Mord's probably got you covered with
13.
Okay, nice. You're looking, and this, it's not particularly a cup of tea. Mort, you're scanning it, and you've looked over this thing and taken meticulous notes, and this is not what you've been taking notes of. This looks like something altogether, not altogether, but slightly different. But to you, it might as well be altogether different. This does not have the tensor written in the as a, gosh, how did I word it? Sort of like a little signature in the spell.
Signature.
It has none of the difficult rune work. In fact, a bunch of it looks nonsensical now.
What's up?
The runes and the symbols on this have been changed. And maybe, I don't know. I'll have to investigate some more, and maybe I'll get Erwin down here to take a look.
Do you think it could have messed with it?
That's probably my first suspicion, yeah.
I'm gonna kill it.
You see a little puff of dust. Not puff, but like a little bit of dust come through a small seam in a like a slice just above where the square, what the magical frame is. From the other side, it's sealed, as though there's been a cut around the framework. I mean, with a 28, you see it's been cut out. And this is
so
in
this
here
is
now.
basically the other frame was removed, and this has been put in its place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll pull it out. It's like, oh boy!
Oh
Yoink! But because you had such a
no! It'll be like more, and then it's too late.
nice yoink. Yeah, nothing seems to happen. You pull it out, and this is definitely a false frame. Made to look very, very, very similar to the untrained eye, but with the 28, you're like, not today. There is a heavy air of arcana around this area. If you were to try, I mean, just so you know, the thing you were trying earlier with Aga might have better success with this scenario. Some trace work or some figuring out what exactly it was and happened.
Okay, I will quickly gather up, well, I would say Aga and Erwin to see, and Eckhart if he's around.
Oh, yes. Is Eckhart around?
Eckhart is not around, actually. Just Emil, sorry.
Okay. Neat. All right.
But yeah, definitely Erwin, since she was studying it, and Blueberry if she's made it back, or he's made it back. I'm sorry.
Right. So timing wise, do you want to wait for Blueberry?
Given the nature of the way magic, it might fade. I would not. Yeah,
Okay.
I would bypass waiting.
And Caelynn, are you hanging tight given this new thing, or are you heading? Are you like, yeah?
If it's going to, I mean, if he's going to be there for like hours and hours, I'm not sure. But like, she would help out, where she can for a handful of hours.
Okay. Once Aga, maybe 10, 15 minutes to get everyone down there, and it takes 10 minutes to ritually cast what Aga's casting. So, more, if you don't mind rolling an Arcana check with advantage. And are you proficient in it, Caelynn?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you can roll just a straight Arcana check. And with Erwin assisting, I'll have Aga roll.
That's a 23 for Caelynn.
Ooh, nice. All right.
Twinsies.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, 21 for Aga. So...
All right, we're knocking the hell out of this, okay?
You can sense... how's this going to play out? You sense what's the type of magic that creates something? The creation of this frame, right? The removal, the creation. You sense some of that. There's also a tether. This creature, although it walked out of here with this frame, not too long after it did so and started, going down the stairs and such, bamfed. And that magic that it used is really, really potent. I don't think the rolls are high enough to know why. But you can tell that I think you've all had enough experience with the Omega Curtain to know that there's some Omega Curtain influence. Like it bamped somewhere near, like ocean-wise, near an Omega Curtain.
Oh, near the curtain, not the tower. Okay.
So, Mort, that probably means that what did this wasn't the creature from the Underdark? Why would it be going to the Omega Curtain?
So think about it for a minute.
Agatu.
To remove it?
To what?
To remove the curtain.
To remove the curtain. Why?
Well, obviously.
But why would a creature from the Underdark need to go? Maybe I'm just not understanding this thing. But
go ahead, Aga.
I can't see why a creature serving Orcus would wish to undo the Omega Curtain, but perhaps there's a location near the Omega Curtain that's of import to this creature.
Okay. More research.
Whatever it was, this is very close to the Omega Curtain. This is powerful magic. As I've tried to, and it'll kind of tell us an abridged, a revised version of his encounter with the Omega Curtain and trying to bamf through it. I've tangled with the Omega Curtain once myself, and reaching this close to it would be very difficult to do so precise. That's what this high-level magic was used for.
So Mort's going to reach back into his brain, and with all that information I got on the well, is the well anywhere near an Omega Curtain?
Probably not as close as this would be.
Okay.
Thankfully.
All right, it was just a thought Mort had. Yeah.
Let me just roll for Aga and see, because y'all did really well with your rolls. Okay. Yeah, I probably wouldn't click. Yes, I can do. Perhaps I'll stop into the Omega Tower and discuss this, or we can further with the mage you spoke with earlier today, Mort. Perhaps she'll have more insight.
Okay. Do I get a sense from that, like the geography of which Omega Curtain it was approaching, or no?
No, it would likely, as far as you know, permeating it isn't a thing that's doable. Even with this high-level magic, it got somewhere close, but not through. So it would be somewhere in your quadrant, around the outer perimeter of your quadrant.
Okay. All right. All right. Good enough.
Concerning, though. Very concerning. What is the what was this frame for? What's the value in this frame? He probably said.
It created a. I still don't quite understand it all. A time bubble to a previous to the past that I passed through.
I thought that
by
impossible.
mistake.
Interesting.
Well, I was there. I barely got out with my life. I was trapped in the past.
Oh.
So we were studying it, Erwin and I. We were studying it, trying to understand it a little bit more.
Of course, and I've got to look over at Erwin too and nod.
It took a lot to get him back.
I'm glad you did. Good. It seems like very dangerous magic. but
Yeah, if you look really, really close, you can see the runes are made up of runes that are made up of runes.
Nice.
I'll have to quickly resand it.
Yeah, stolen, swipe.
The frame is gone.
Placed
frame
with
is
a
gone.
Wait, what?
placed with a replica.
A fake.
That's really, really good. Except Mort rolled a 28, so he's like, nope, not today. This isn't it.
Well, crud.
Double crit.
I need to go to the forge, and she's just going to leave.
It just gets better and better.
Okay. Well, it's a day o' turmoil. All right. Does anyone else have anything that's going on that they'd like to do? As Caelynn heads out there, Blueberry will be back in like an hour or two. Devanya, are you up to anything in particular today? So far, you woke up to hearing Mort scream, and he was hurt, but there was no one found that hurt him. Then they found tracks and thought it might be this Nothic creature from your trip to the Underdark there. And now they found that time portal bubble frame is been swapped out for something else, and the creature bammed. And there's donuts.
Oh yeah, she totally would have been taking like 2 or 3 donuts with some coffee.
Nice.
While listening to everybody else and all of the conversation that has been going on. She actually won't say anything simply because she's observing everybody first and listening and trying to get a sense of what's going on and how big the situation is. I know, right?
Nice.
She would definitely want to protect the forge.
Okay.
She would agree with Caelynn on that, and when they come up from where everybody else is at, she would probably wonder out loud about the door frame and everything, but she's mostly just observing.
Okay.
And just watching everybody like a stalker.
Nice. All right. I'm going to add, I think Caelynn has a sending stone with the other party because they had sent in their other session a message. They'll say just before you turn, you're like, I'm out of here. They updated you on what was going on with Ormia on the ship leaving that port. And
Oh, did I miss that? I watched the...
it was like the episode before last, which equals like 4 weeks ago because we missed at least 1 or 2.
So
saying that Ormia was sailing out towards the Omega Curtain.
Oh no.
Ormia.
And they were in pursuit.
It ain't me anymore.
What is she doing?
I don't know. She's full NPC, guys. I have no more control.
Okay.
What are you doing, Dan?
All right. Cool
What
beans.
is Caelynn doing?
Caelynn will go completely white when she gets that, and yeah, okay. Did they say what direction?
Westerly towards the Omega Curtain. It was the last they knew, out to sea, and the only thing out there to the west a few hours is the Omega Curtain. I don't think they updated you about they turned north and stuff in their last session, but they didn't update that. But just that she was on a ship sailing out there, and they were in pursuit. They were arriving in Ikram, or heading to Ikram. It was just before they bamfed out there. They have a ship of their own, and they're going to pursue, but they had Tassos pursuing. I don't think they mentioned Tassos, but they said they had someone pursuing her.
Did they say anything about what they were going to do to her?
I think it was Thaxel, so right? I think Tasha's in chat. Yeah, something along the lines of killing her. They're gonna kill her. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Dan.
Oh, sorry, Warren. Oh, no. I just looked over to see.
Anything else you want to throw in there?
I'm sorry. I know it's a crazy town day.
Gee, what's the Baron up to?
Oh, that's
Awesome.
all.
Nice.
Winning Jackbox games one day. All the villains.
Plotting the end of the world and the next.
Whew, all right. So in that case, let me zip over to Caelynn. You find your way down pretty quickly to the forge. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do down here?
Well, she's just, first of all, making sure that everything's still the way that she left it.
Mm-hmm. You can see Brewer's been here a time or two. Nothing's really moved per se, but you can see his heavy footsteps in the earth down here.
Okay. She's going to get into the chest with the Warforged heart in it.
Oh, okay, nice.
And because she did notice, I think you said that she would have noticed that it seemed like it had a soul in it.
It was glowing still. Yep. So
yeah,
faintly.
She is going to kind of just bring it out on the table, the forge, and just kind of study it, and yeah, she's going to just look around, just kind of like up at the ceiling, and be like, "Hey, are you awake?" I don't really know how to address you. It's Caelynn.
You see along the is that the right image? Sorry, let me just take a peek, see these. There it is. Boop, boop. We'll just share this one. I like this one for reference. So you're in that right-hand cave, the blue one with the forge out there. And here we go. From the very tall 150-foot wall or so, one of those more smooth-ish ones in front of you, a face, protrudes first, and then the rest of its body just kind of rock glides out of the wall, and then glides down. So it's like just its shoulders are above the ground, but it's still, 30 feet tall, shoulders up. Yes. How may?
Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
You have returned, Stormforge.
I have. Yes, she'll give a kind of a brief bow.
Creaks its head towards you.
So, well, first, you haven't had anyone break in here besides Brewer, have you?
Correct. Only Brewer.
I have suspicions and slight proof that someone might be after the power here. Nothic. I'm going to be staying here overnight to see if it appears, but just so that you're aware.
If it enters, it will not leave.
Good. Thank you. Also, and she'll kind of walk over to the other side of the table where the heart is on the table, or in the forge, whatever's there. Then she'll put her hand on it. This. Because you, Dan, you said that Brewer said that he had talked to the spirit, that he had talked to. Okay. Brewer discussed with you about soul transference in Warforged and out?
No, it's to you.
I just want to hear it from you. Have you ever known of any Have you ever known of a soul to be taken out of a warforged?
I have not.
Does it seem at all possible with your knowledge?
There are ways through very powerful magic. Magic that alters reality, not magic that manipulates.
Got it. Are you talking wizard magic, or are you talking, is there another way to obtain this magic?
There are wizard spells such as Wish. The Wish spell is the spell I'm aware of. A demigod or greater, perhaps, could bend reality for such a thing if they saw fit. That is all I know of.
Okay. Do you have a way of... There's a soul still in this heart, I think.
There is.
Do you know who?
Leans in. This is an old one. Its power is faint. If you can leave it on the forge, and I can attempt to give it some additional energy, perhaps I can read who it is then.
Okay. It's here for as long as you need it.
Overnight should be enough time to...
I will be here.
And it'll, either slide away if you're done talking, or if you have any other questions, it'll be happy to answer, without having roleplay, if you don't want, just, the process and all that other stuff, or probably if you have those crystals on, you'll recognize it'll recognize the crystals and sort of cover you have the components here, this, and this is how it's done, and you can have one person manning the crystals and one fanning the flames and another,
Okay. Okay.
and so on. All right. What have we got? Mort, Aaronwyn, anything? Or Galathor? I'm not sure where Galathor is now. All right, so nothing for them. Galathor, anything?
They'll probably. Yeah, he'll probably try to find Mort
Okay.
Okay, I'll be.
wandering around.
I guess we'll still be with Erwin in the basement, and just not much else to do. I mean, rather than look at the blank place where the frame was. I mean, the other one's useless. It's a forgery. It's a fake. So you'll find me there with Erwin.
Oh, back from the tower already, Mort.
Yes. Then I'll recon a little bit. Turns out this Nothic is after, primarily we think, the forge, the magic that's in the forge. But in the meantime, while we were down here, we discovered that someone had taken the rune frame out of this and replaced it with a forgery, which is most disconcerting. And between the three of us, we, Aga, Aaron, and myself, discerned that it was whatever took it teleported to somewhere near an area somewhere near a Omega curtain. Not through it, but a place near it, which is even worse.
Didn't we, Dan, remind me, when we brought Mort back out of it, didn't we render the runes like useless? Like, didn't it break somehow?
Yeah. Yep. Whatever delicate magic the bubble was popped, basically. To just describe it the easiest way I can.
Right. So is it through all the studying Mort and I did with it? I think we studied it for like over a month or two. Would there be a way to reactivate it?
You'd need an exceedingly advanced understanding of magic and probably a couple thousand years of study. Maybe that Nothic-like creature it's possible has some of that, but you get the feeling that even on its own, it would need something of greater power to understand and operate that thing at all.
Okay. But it could be taking it to someone else. All right.
Now, Mort, do you think it's just looking for powerful artifacts?
I think the Nothic is. I'm not 100% sure that the Nothic is the one who took the frame. We might be at cross purposes here, but maybe. Pretty much. An important thing I forgot to mention, or maybe I did mention, that the Nothic has a name. It's Sarayen, and it's working apparently for the Orcus against the Raven Queen.
Oh no! Of course it's Orcus.
And I'll turn to Arrow and does that have meaning for you?
No, this just Orcus is a jerk. Out of the gods, even I know that. Nobody likes him.
Is that just on the side of the Raven Queen, though?
Well, I think the Orcus is working against the Raven Queen. They're,
I guess that would make us the Corvid-9 team.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Nope. Done. I'm done.
Okay.
Bravo.
That's it. The ship is
I
off.
love it.
We're done.
I get inspiration. It's yours.
Nice. That's beautiful.
Mort, that reminds me, there is a very powerful artifact back at the other keep.
Oh no.
Oh.
A mirror, if I'm not mistaken.
We better check on it. That might be missing as well. Where was it last?
It was in the basement. All locked up, I think. From what we last saw. Felix is still there.
Oh, your friend.
Yeah.
Mort, could you cast a message, maybe?
Yeah, I could cast sending.
Sending, yes. I know nothing of arcane spells.
Nice.
Well, you healed me. I can't, you come in clutch when it needed.
If somebody tries, this is out of character. If somebody tries to steal it, they're gonna have a hard time climbing through a mountain of dirt from when breaks the cast
the
that spell
mirror.
that well, it was near the mirror.
Right. Oh, I thought.
Right. Or they could just teleport straight into the room.
True.
Yeah, they don't have to know. Oh God.
Magic.
It just gets better and better.
I think the world is actually falling apart. I think
Morale
that's
game.
just what happened. Yes.
But if I, well, okay. I thought he was talking about the sword, but no, you're talking about the mirror, right, Galithor?
Yes.
Okay. Well, before we left, I know I cast Arcane Lock on that door. Besides barring it. So, a little consolation, but not a lot. But it is a great point that we should let Felix know that to be even more watchful.
We're gonna make him paranoid, poor boy.
Yeah, I feel.
I mean, better paranoid than dead.
Yeah, don't want to. Yeah, that's a good point. So I will cast Sending to Felix. Be watchful. The mirror may be a target for some evil entities. Stay vigilant and alert, and hope all is well. You may reply to this message.
Nice.
Thanks, Sam and I were thinking it.
All right. And I'm sending you a message.
Oh no.
And
Make
Facebook.
sure you mark up the spell slots.
Okay.
On Facebook?
Dan.
Yes.
Why?
Oh, he's sending it to Galfor. Okay.
It's a
No,
Felix.
he's sending it to Felix.
Oh,
What's up, Rain?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, okay. All right, that is sent.
Oh no, he's laughing.
Apparently, it's not good for him. Ed's reaction.
How long ago was this, Dan?
Oh gosh, this is let's see. You are all. Let's see. Up there. I'm gonna say that. Actually, it's been about a week, and hang on. Let me just send a follow-up message.
Oh gosh. Poor Felix.
Just TPK everybody now and get it done with.
Every Friday, tune into Stormfall, where you get riveting D&D content of us sending messages back and forth.
Yeah.
Whispers.
Form of texting.
I'm so sorry. I was just thinking of how that would play out, and I'm like, well.
Note.
What
does Felix know?
They're like sending everybody dissonant whispers. What?
So you
Steph,
can
you're
mentally
good?
reply to Mort's message.
Or how many words does sending have?
25.
25.
Jeez.
Sorry.
That's not a lot.
Do we need to come back so
Well,
you can
for
think?
flavor, we'll say roughly 25. If you go over a little on this, I won't. This ties a lot together, so we'll give you some extra.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Help, tied up, Ormia used the mirror and gave it back. Keep has been attacked. Help.
Oh, Lord.
Steph has fallen out of her chair. You okay, Steph?
Yeah. Oh, I love your reaction so much.
Bring food I haven't eaten for a week.
Oh,
Dear God! No!
Tasha should have stayed in chat. Oh my gosh. If anybody for Kier's Limit is in chat, please let me know.
I'm getting us all down.
I blame Kier's lament. Ugh, people. Ugh. No.
Hey, to be fair, we started Ormia.
And to be fair, she did warn you that she was going after Felix.
I don't remember that, but
We were assured by the DM that the keep was very well protected.
It is. It really is. She was very thorough with distracting everything and then bamfing in. And she's been there. The thing is, she's been there, so she's familiar.
I'm starting to think about M now.
Oh, poor M. I mean, I wonder what M's up to.
Jesus Christ, what are you watching? Somebody's screaming on the TV.
I will relay the message to, I guess, Erwin. Who else is standing there besides Galithor, Erwin, and that's about it?
Aga.
Oh, Aga, yeah. And rush upstairs.
Yeah, we're all running back upstairs. Guys, we gotta go back.
Felix has been attacked.
Go back home.
What do you mean?
To the keep.
The keep's been attacked. Yeah, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Okay.
We need to get Caelynn. She's in the forge.
Wait, is
crap.
What's his name? Okay.
No, he's tied up. Hasn't eaten in a week.
As we're telling these,
specific mark.
as we're talking, Erwin is packing like the biggest lunchbox ever, and just like all the leftover pizza, all the extra donuts, everything. Just it's like if she could bag up holding
grab
this,
a donut
she
real
would.
Quick.
Can Blueberry sprint down to the forge to get Caelynn?
Absolutely. Yep.
Dan, quick question. Is the temple, has it been 24 hours yet?
Yes. It's around about 24 hours, I think you did it.
Okay.
Well, almost, yeah.
Okay, well, all this time, everybody was doing their own thing. Rain was in their keep. And Rain is going to step out when it dissipates.
Okay.
So, Rain's outside, not in the estate.
Okay. Neat. All right, Rain's outside then. Blueberry, you're hustling with your, again, I always picture like manga-like super strong legs that kick in. You know, they start drawing it differently when they're doing something that requires strength.
One punch.
Yeah.
One punch pup.
Nice, yeah. Down to Caelynn. Caelynn, you hear the splash through that little mini river of puppy paws as you're sort of resting up against the forge.
I should probably draw her sword just in case.
Okay.
Whoa, Caelynn. Gotta go.
What is happening?
Felix is in danger. We gotta go. Come on.
What? No, wait. What do you mean?
I'll just start herding around her. We have to go.
Yes.
Why is Felix in danger?
Ormia.
Do I?
Did you come with her?
Oh, I would.
Mm-hmm.
Ormia.
Wait.
Ormia, attack the keep. We gotta go. Get up!
I'm just okay.
I just start headbutting her.
She's going to head over to
Gotta go.
She's going to go to the heart, and just kind of look up at. I mean, is the thing still out? Is the
It can be if you want it to be.
Still,
We figure you were talking and you had a pause.
It was checking the the heart.
It's just shoulders up, head are still
okay.
sort of there.
Will you make sure that this is protected, or do I need to lock it up?
Blue.
I don't know when I'll be back.
It turns its head and has that stone sound. And Blueberry, for the first moment you notice, wait, that's not just stone. That's a shoulders up, head. I will guard this.
Thank you.
We can talk about that later. We need to go.
Sure. Going.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
She will follow.
Blueberry's great grandmother was a sheep herder dog.
Yeah. All right, the two of you are heading back. Let's see. All right, we've got that info out there. Neat. You arrive back at the estate here.
Rain is still outside, just contemplating about what is going on.
Okay, nice.
So
There's definitely a clattering in the kitchen. You can hear us all panicking.
Prepare! People are running around to get the servants are all, packing things up and preparing things, and
I'm just sitting down eating my donut, just like, okay, I'm leaving.
What? It's awesome.
I mean, it's whatever I can do to help, but okay.
Caelynn's going to tell her servants, well, I mean, they obviously know that they're leaving, and to see, she'll try to, in as simplest terms as possible, explain the Nothic to them, and that they should protect themselves first, but to keep an eye out for anything suspicious going on at the keep.
Okay.
Then she's going to step off to herself and do a sending stone to Brewer. No, never mind. Wait, start over. Going to the keep. Felix in danger. Ormia, please keep an eye on the forge. Please. And she'll stop there.
Okay. Let's see. He'll reply and give a gentle acknowledgement of that, and ensure that he will keep an eye on that. Keep and the estate. He'll stay there while you're away for the next week or two, given that.
Thank you. She'll go down and just wait outside for everyone.
Ward will be in the, I guess, the kitchen area, counting heads. Where's Rain? Anyone know where Rain is? All right, I'll go look for her.
Aga might be like, I haven't seen her.
Wait. I'm gonna send out a message, just bing probably towards where her temple was. Just say, Rain, can you hear me?
Do I hear it? Do I need to make a roll?
Nah, you hear. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just the message cantrip.
Oh, okay.
Rain, can you hear me?
Yes.
Quick, come in the kitchen. We're leaving right now.
May I ask what is going on? You sound... I don't know.
They'll explain on the way.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the estate. I reply to everyone saying, okay, I'm away, and then I head to the estate.
Okay, she's coming.
Okay.
I was really hoping that we would forget Rain and be left with the Home Alone situation.
Oh, it'd be so fun! Yeah. That's awesome.
Rain sets up traps and catches the Nothic.
That would be so amazing.
The Nothic just surrenders.
That wouldn't have been a bad idea.
Oh, it's so great. The Nothic bandits.
Perfect.
I kind of hated the idea, but then again...
A Home Alone situation sounds amazing. Awesome.
Rain's adventures.
So, Rain, you come inside and you get swept up in the organized chaos of servants and your fellow peeps.
Oh!
Yeah.
Before we leave, I'm going to try to summon my raven.
Ah, okay, excellent.
I knew I was forgetting something until I was just like, saw in my notes, Raven stats, Raven. Okay.
Yeah, you take about 10 minutes of focus and summoning, and it does reappear.
Okay, I'm gonna command to stay on my shoulder while we
Looks over, tucks its wings in behind. Oh gosh. Okay. So then you get kind of swept up in the chaos. Everyone sort of running about, determined to, the fastest, most efficient way possible, pack all your stuff up, get everything ready. I do want to ask about that sword, Galithor, because I know that Aga technically has it for now, and he.
It's on his person.
Honestly, I feel like
Galithor's washed his hands of it.
Okay. I'm gonna have to ask Rob if he's coming with. I imagine he'd want to come with. I mean, meta. I know he's got more time here in this stream. But okay. So sorry, Galithor, what were you saying about the sword? Do you want to leave it up to Aga or? Okay. All right. We'll check in with Aga. For now, he's going to be coming along with you. So he keeps that wrapped up in the cloth and just sheathed on his back. Everyone's pulling things together when, why not, knock on the front door.
What else is bad news?
I go and open the door.
Okay.
Since I
Fireball.
Caelynn
No,
will
just
be
kidding. Just kidding. So you open up the front door.
What is Caelynn doing?
Oh, Caelynn will go towards the door, knocking as well on her house.
Nice. All right.
It's a knock on the house, right? Not the temple, right?
Correct. On the front
Okay,
door of the
yeah.
house.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Caelynn would.
So you both head over. You open up the door, and in a day of surprises, there's an individual here with this a humanoid creature that's been bound by rope. It's part shadow, part human. It looks like one of those. If you've seen, right, where with Ormia, you saw Shadar Kai, you saw Davros, right? So it's that sort of shadowy creature, Shadar Kai, bound, gagged, Sterling Sam, grabbing it by the collar. Oh, well, pleasure to see you all. I think we've got some problems that need some... I've got some answers for you. And she shakes this Shadar Kai around a bit. Perhaps we should have a chat if you have the time.
Come with us to the keep. We're on a rescue mission. Let's go.
Keep. Oh, bloody
Yeah.
hell, what happened at... Right, well, I can't just leave this one here. We definitely shouldn't bring him to the keep.
What? Who is this?
Didn't bother asking a name, but it was a couple of them around here. I was on my way out here to see y'all. This one and a couple of its friends were apparently snooping about your keep out in the over there by the stairs. They apparently had some trade with some other creature. Took something of yours. They traded it something fancy for something else fancy?
Like a doorway?
Right, some sort of a box that said, this one said. She kind of pushes this Shadar Kai down on its knees a little closer in the doorway.
Where is it?
Oh, Caelynn draws her sword.
Okay.
Is holding it.
I'll come up
Shadar
behind
Kai.
Caelynn and just kind of like, it's okay. We can kill him after we get the information.
Dan, can I make an investigation? Well, okay, first off, does Rain know what the symbol of orcs
Orcus
looks like?
Yeah, you'd be
Orcus.
familiar with the symbol.
Okay, can I make an investigation check to see if I find any Orcus symbols on
Yeah,
this?
go ahead. Sam, as you're checking that, she's just, well, Ari, this creature, they made some sort of deal with whatever that was.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Natural 20.
You
Thank you,
don't
Berkeley.
see any of those, any symbols on it. You know that typically Shadar Kai serves a Raven Queen, but you can tell, you feel zero connection between this Shadar Kai and your deity. Caelynn, of course, you were warned of shadowy figures pursuing you by the other group. I believe it was Mavriel from Kyr's Lament mentioned. Watch out.
Yes.
Right. So, I don't know if that was important or not, but I think that these here, and she gives that one a kick, kind of knock it down on its side, are in the service of our mutual frenemy, Ormia.
Kill it. It's an abomination. It should not be.
Where
Should not live.
with her sword pointed very close to the Shadar Kai. Where is she?
She kind of looks. She looks up at you with the blade in her face, and then back at Sterling Sam that's done something, and shudders a bit. Oh, I don't. Of course, I don't know much. I've told this one all I know. She's headed to some island. We were just to procure this item, and it's to be used. I don't know what it's to be used for, but and Sam kicks her again, and right. So coupled with
What item?
it's talking about it seems to be referencing the frame that it's traded. It had some magical. Sam continues, Sterling Sam. Right. So they had something to trade with this creature, I guess, to get that. Of doing their own eavesdropping, they came across this creature doing its nosing about, and they made this deal. I don't know what that's supposed to be used for, but I do know that Ormia is headed somewhere up towards the northwestern nexus for us, or towards one of the nexus points of the Omega Curtain, and she's got some new deal with the Baron and the Baron's master. And she procured something elsewhere. I don't know from where, but there was something important she gathered elsewhere, and she's bringing that to the Darrenus.
That would be from our keep.
Well, let's talk on the way then.
That would
I'm gonna.
be that item in the basement of our keep.
I'm going to kneel down and ask. I don't know how to pronounce it, but if Ormia is working for Orcus.
Okay. No, she would never. No. She serves herself. She uses what allies she needs. She serves no deity. Gonna spit some blood and a loogie at you, at your feet.
Does he have the frame?
No, the frame was traded. Oh no, the other ones seem to have left with that, with the frame.
Oh, damn.
But she, Sam seems well. Whatever this was, I think was a bonus. She procured something about a week ago elsewhere, as far as best I can tell. And she's something to do. It's some component in a ritual, and she's bringing it to the Darrenus at whatever this nexus point is, as best I can tell.
That's the mirror.
Right, and as Felix mentioned, she went into the mirror, was in there for a bit, and then came back out of the mirror, and then bamfed out.
Good Lord.
Right, well, let's...
Can we get any more bad news today?
That reminds me. No, just
we have
kidding.
a ton already. Another half ton won't make a difference.
What are you going to do with it? She's asking Sam about the Cutter Shy. Asking Sterling Sam about the
right, I was
Cutter
like, go ahead, ask Sam. Yeah. Well, Aaron. Right. Oh, well, I imagine that you've got a good prison here, but throw it in the prison or just throw it over the edge there. I don't really care, but I wouldn't leave it here.
Caelynn's going to stab him.
Hell, you beat me to it.
All right, the blade's already right there. You just
Devanya was gone. Yeah.
you just push it through its neck. Ooh, clink, and it slowly clinks the stone beneath it.
Can I cast Disintegrate on it?
Yeah, it starts bleeding out. Let's see, because there's another mechanic at play, and I want to see if it has time to take effect if you're disintegrating. No, I guess it wouldn't, because disintegrate's gonna just evaporate it.
When Caelynn drives the sword through, she really leans into it.
Rain's gonna turn around when she sees Caelynn. Caelynn do this.
He looks up at Caelynn.
Yeah, she's not going to say that. She's just...
Just kidding.
Yeah. No, she's just leaning in, and probably what no one will probably see, there's a slight smile. There's a slight smile.
Nice.
Oh no!
Nice. Now, mind you, Caelynn, you start to see its spirit separate as it begins to pass, as you've seen before with enemies that you've killed. But before it breathes its dying breath to disintegrate is the actual final blow that disintegrates the body, and the spirit vanishes from sight in a smoke.
Before I'm gonna turn around after Caelynn stabs it, do I see the spirit?
Yeah, you see the spirit as normal. Yep, it's sort of rising out, just still grasping its neck, looking down at its body. Servants come up too as you're all at the doorway there. Well, everything's packed. We're ready to send you off. If there's anything else you need, let us know. Any plans for the keep, and so on and so forth.
Could you sweep this up and just toss it over the
Sweep what up?
cliff?
Oh.
Don't think
what
about.
is that?
Don't think. Don't think.
Right.
Just toss it over the cliff.
It's fine.
Right.
Just it'll blow away with the wind.
Alright. Right. Well, best of luck with your trip.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Of course. And he's gonna
Take care of things.
head back.
Remember the word what I told you.
Aye. Of course. Mom. Right. And Sam's like, all right, well, let's go then. If we have to rush back to the keep, is Felix all right? We have to get a move on.
Nope.
She hefts the gigantic lunch bag.
Nice.
Get her a bag of holding.
And more. Are you performing the Banff? Are you doing the teleportation circle?
Well, actually, we'll use teleport.
Okay. You do have an active one.
Are there
here.
too many? I think there's too many people for teleport anyways.
Okay. But there is a teleportation circle here, and you know the runic thing, so you could Banff from here to the keep.
Upstairs.
Okay. Then I will open the
downstairs
teleportation circle and issue the all aboard.
Okay. All the different rows of stone, one above the other, spin in opposite directions around the room. The runes lighting up. You know the drill. Drawn over to the keep that looks only slightly ransacked in more of a rage way than like a looking for something way, with a clear path from an area that was Banffed in at. The alchemy room upstairs, down a few steps down that long corridor and to the door. But out in the kitchen, as you kind of all rush through the keep, you find Felix looking in fairly poor health. Ormia returned, managed to get the best of him in her lich form, and he's bound. Clearly hasn't eaten. He's severely dehydrated. Needs some assistance. And that
running first thing, just freeing him, water, food. I'm so sorry.
You ungag him. Does Felix have anything? What's the first thing Felix utters?
I don't care that the sauce and the cheese are the wrong way around.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh my god. That's such a Felix thing to say.
Before you get into in between, says kudos to you, Dan, for Oh, never mind. Use knowledge.
Oh, thank you.
Never mind.
Thank you for the heads up. Yeah, no, I just happened to catch it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you in between. That's so cool. I'm so terrible at accents, so I if I've done something right, I'm always happy. Good. So thank you, players, for being amazing and for your patience with me. I know today was a bit topsy-turvy. There was a lot going on, but hopefully it all kind of came back around together with a sort of a few arrows in just a couple of directions rather than everything all over the place. This is... oh, sorry, good.
No, I wasn't saying anything. Only to myself.
Thank you, viewers, as well, for chilling and being so amazing here. And hang out with us and making this all the more fun.
Before you go any further, Half Donut, thank you for all the clips, especially when stuff fell out of our chair.
Oh, that's clipped. Amazing.
The Clip King.
Nice. Please consider, for those that are here new, you've been watching Stormfall, our Friday night campaign. We stream every Friday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. Our drama campaign, what can I say? Please consider hopping over and joining our Discord. We have a text-based Discord there. We have a lot of fun things we do over there, and you can keep it up to date with all of our shows. I'll run through a quick schedule here for us as well. We currently have a number of streams we do. Earlier today on Friday, every Friday, from noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Time is a Mad Art with Steph. We're our own Steph here. Does fan art in our Discord. You can vote on what that's going to be for the week. And she does amazing fan art from little clips from our different campaigns throughout the week. It's a big blast. And then our Stormfall tonight, every Saturday evening, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, we have our Tower of Dreams campaign, DM'd by Andrew. And very interesting. I'm not sure how to describe that one. It's a different take on a focus in D&D.
Oh, man.
Yeah, crafting and other stuff. But it's really interesting. The characters are great. Definitely check it out. Coming up, probably, I was shooting for the 11th, but I think it's going to end up being the 18th. Every Saturday night, we'll have a new campaign, En Extremis, that runs 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern every Saturday night. Every Sunday from 2 to 5, we have a Madbird Plays Games, hosted by Vic. Different guests each Sunday, and they play tabletop games and Tabletop Simulator and Jackbox and things like that. Every Sunday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern, Vic DMs the Obsidian Scar, which is our proper naughty campaign. It's so perfectly summarized with that. You can catch all of these things, of course, on our YouTube page. We upload everything up to that. Every Monday night, our very own Steph, yay, DMs The Forsaken, which is a campaign with floating cities and political intrigue and forbidden magic and a lot of fun stuff like that. And then every Tuesday night, we have Kyr's Lament, our All Evil campaign, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern, that I DM as well, which is just that All Evil campaign. We've had 2 crossovers between Kyr's Lament and Stormfall so far, and this tonight is segueing as it's leading us toward our 3rd crossover. Probably not for another, it takes a couple of months to put it together, but we're pointed towards that direction. 3rd out of 4 crossovers planned. And we have every Wednesday night, but it's been a while, and I think I might have to put it on hiatus briefly, our talk show, weekly talk show. If we continue running it for the time, it's going to be 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. to like 11:30, where we have guests from different shows come on and a few at a time each week and talk about all this craziness that happens across our campaigns. I'm going to take a quick look because I prefer to...
Salmon Throws is streaming right now.
Okay, neat. I'm going to just take a...
I was looking at that earlier.
Nice.
If you were looking to throw... I was looking at that earlier.
Nice. Let me mute that. All right.
Hosts.
If one robotic science
that.
was up against...
And I'm just going to take a quick look at... see if there's anything around our size as well that we can just give a nice bolster to here. Captain Rat's a rerun. All right, so we are going to raid somebody here because I love D&D and all the wonderful people in the community doing all of these wonderful things. Let's try Wizards of the Couch. They're running a Waterdeep Dragon Heist, and that sounds kind of fun. So thank you again, everybody. Players, definitely for being here and being so amazing, and viewers for chilling with us. Hope you all have a fantastic night, and we'll raid over to this other zone. But can't wait to catch you all soon. Have a great night, everyone. Bye, hearts.